All right.
And we are live on Cutting My TV, bro.
Yay!
We
What is
got
up?
a dynamic host, Lil Sis. We're going to talk about Lil Sis today.
Uh-oh. What
Yup,
happened?
always. And we are waiting for my boy B-Love, who is coming in from Australia.
Yes.
He's working on his game. He had to take care of some business.
Uh-oh, not Australia. Our boy be on the
Uh,
move.
in the crib.
You know?
Charlie Bond. Yeah, man. Mujahid. So what's up with you, Fro? I had a great week. My team lost today, but we
Uh-oh.
fought to the very last play, so I could take that L.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
We don't get beat up or we just go out there half-ass or something. Made a couple of mistakes. Like I said, the mistakes on us, I could accept it.
Right.
I don't like it, but I can accept it, and that's life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I could take it, man. I'm not gonna be on here. Oh, we only lost by so and so points, and then we lost. An L's an L.
Right.
But I can take it. But I have to take all the flack from the little squealer fans out here. Lord Alabasti from the great original flavor unit had to come in. Time had to hit my text and hit me on IG.
Oh, to rub it in.
He rubbed it in, but that's my boy, and he gave me all props because I don't run.
Right.
I don't run from it. I know it's coming.
That is fun.
Romance, that's my guy. Boom.
Boom.
Always coming in showing the love. We got Letitia. What's going on? Yeah, that was a good
game. All right, we got Lance Romance up in the house.
Yeah.
We got Charlie Vaughn. What's up, my people? Mujahid
Yeah, that was a good game. That's why I can sit up here and just still be proud representing.
Yes, Letitia. She said it was a good game. That's what's up.
Like I said, I was just wondering, the week was so good.
Mm-hmm.
I hope this ain't the balance.
Uh-oh.
Like I said, it was all good.
Well, my week was good. Lil Man was sick for a few days, but he was okay. Had a little stomach virus, but he was okay. I was so glad that it was just that and nothing more. Jesus.
That's right.
So that was a little scary. I had to stay focused and stuff to make sure Lil Man was straight.
It was my little man's born day.
Yes. How did that go?
Oh man, it was great. There they are. They was little. Had his crew. He was back with his original crew.
Mm-hmm.
My baby face killers right here. Right there.
Wow, look at him.
Yeah.
Doesn't it though?
Yeah, my baby face assassins. True dance story, real quick.
Okay.
Was all having my son's classic sleepover. He always had his killer crew with him in the early days.
Ain't nothing ain't nothing like the crew.
The B2K crew was in the other bedroom, and they had decided they was going to play football at 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, my kids was about 9, 10. They were like 16, 17.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I was like, man, you don't want to do that. So they took them out 2 a.m. Then whoever win get the room. I remember Jay Bud came in holding his ribs. He was like, hey, man, them dudes is killers, man. What are you doing, man? They were like, man, we out of here. They went and drove to the valley. They was up out of there.
Wow.
We went there and cleared the room out. It's us. I'm telling you, I had killers, Afro.
It sounds like you did.
Killers.
You guys be going hard when it comes to those games, boy. Oh, my goodness.
They wasn't playing no games.
I already know.
Yeah.
No. Mm-mm.
So I see we got V Love in the house.
Yes. What's up, V? Australia and whatnot, handling
Australia.
That's right.
I can't with the deep voice. Yes.
Yeah. He was he got his Busta Rhymes fever right now.
Busta Rhymes. I know y'all heard the album. That album is crazy.
That's just fire.
Crazy. Oh my goodness. I've been listening to it all week. Like it's been bananas. Like
got B-Boy 7 in the crib.
Hey,
my boy B Love. So B Love, I heard you had to check a nigga that needed to be checked today.
Don't start. I had enough. That shit threw my energy off.
Now, V. Don't worry. We here. We up in the spot. We got hip hop in the house today. We got the hip hop in full effect.
Yeah, you know, hip hop is.
It's 8,000 something 40 seconds in a day. Don't give up, you know, a few seconds on some nonsense. You know?
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm sticking up for the culture because there's other cats.
He needs to be checked, but just when you really look at it,
you know, I got. Yeah, I just had to, Brody. It was like it was something I had to do, Brody. I just had to do it for the culture. Like they try to tell us that we ain't, you know, we don't know nothing about hip hop, but I that's my everyday thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like for me for a cat to come out and tell me, yo, Brody, he literally said to me.
Now you gotta let the people understand, though, B-Love. I said we keep it real on this show. People, it's this goofy ass white boy out here think he know hip hop that talk too much, and you know he need to shut up. So that's pretty much it.
He gonna tell me I get like he just basically took my hip hop strikes away. Like if you like you like Busta Rhymes album that you like you're not backing up Busta Rhymes because that album is trash.
Yeah, the first one he put out, he said if you like Busta Rhymes' new album and go shoot yourself.
What?
Yeah. I gave him a pass.
It's like he's doing it for attention. Just like you just like don't be taking hip hop and trashing it when we put too much time into this shit. You know what I mean?
About the Busta Rhymes
come
album.
around.
Like
huh?
Do you like it? You like the album?
I think it's put together very well. That's what I really like about it. I think it's a dope album.
Oh, I love it. I was jamming to it. Like, I mean, that one it was what's his face? Michael Bivins is on it. I know. Is it?
Oh, he's running me out of my.
Oh yeah.
They freaked that. The Poison.
Yeah,
that's different. That was different.
Man, love it.
That's what I'm talking about.
No, we just got you in quick. Check that email, Cuddy Mac.
Hey, we got B-Boy Quic, King Quic coming to
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Afro, I noticed this week she enjoys being little sis. I was trying to throw the auntie jacket on her, and she grasped it like Selima did. Selima jumped right in. Afro was just like, oh. But
I don't think so.
She's ready.
Oh, V.
Nah, see, she ain't ready to be called auntie yet. She's too young and cute. Like
I have a moment with the whole auntie thing, and we'll talk about that another day. That's right.
Hey, I'm trying to get used to being called Pawpaw.
Aww,
that's all I'm waiting for. I love Pops. I love Unc. And the dudes that felt comfortable enough, like, you know, going from, you know, Jelani's dad to Unc or Jelani's dad to Pops. It's like I have all special. All the kids are the finalists, you know, all my football players.
They're going to call you Unc?
Unc and Pop. It depends on how when they came up with me.
Who it is. Yeah. Yeah, I got some kid that call me Pops.
So, folks, I think it's time.
Let's go. Do we need some music? Do we need some music to bring in?
Looking at my Gucci, it's about that time.
Hey, jam on it.
Our first guest, we got 2 guests for y'all this week. My first man, like this week, y'all.
That's dope.
We're gonna call it the Get Down Sunday, because my girl Afro really produced this show from top to bottom, taking me back all the way to the culture. So
yeah,
when she put me in a position like this, I just really have to sit back and listen, because I'm a fan of graffiti. I'm a fan of rap before Run DMC hit my life. I'm a fan of
I'm quiet today.
You know, the B-Boy culture. You know what I'm saying? So, those are things I don't participate in. So I'm really a fan, especially at this age. So I want to bring on my man that's representing the B-Boy aspect of the culture.
That's right.
And I'm going to say my great introduction. Not that I didn't do my research. It's like I said, because it comes the time when I need to sit back and listen. You dig? So let's bring on the king, royalty, King Quic, my guy. What's up, bro? What's up, beloved?
Peace, family. Peace, beloved. Yeah, peace and light. What's good? How you living?
Very good. What's going on with you?
Word. You're talking it up.
Listen.
Yo, you're chopping it up about Buster.
Oh, we have.
Yeah.
Great hip hop, barbershop talk, man. KO,
right.
Everywhere you put it, it's a great conversation.
Right.
Yeah, it's a great one. I mean, we go through it all the time with my man, with this dude about different artists, and it's just this one got me heated because I felt like, you know, Buster really put good work into this shit. You feel me?
Right,
I'm not thinking that, and I'm just saying, like, you know, that's the way they were trying to make it. Like, you know, these dudes are talking crap. But anyway, let's get to this.
Right. So, all right. So, but wait. We're going to get back to Buster, because Buster did great things. So we're definitely going to get back to him. We could not ignore this album. However, though, we do have Mr. King Quic up in the spot. He is here to go ahead and bless us with his history. He's bringing the B-Boy into the culture here that we're up here and talking about. We've been talking about this culture for weeks. And I just felt like it was about time that we bring the B-Boy in to give us some insight as how the B-Boy plays a huge element in hip hop. You know, and his history right here, he has a dope story. He's here in ATL. He's been making some great moves. And go ahead, Quic, let us have it.
Well, I'm here and I'm really good at answering questions versus just talking about myself. But once you get the fire, I can talk. So if there's anything in particular that you want me to share, whether it be about myself or the dance or where it's been, where it's going, where it's coming from, I'm willing to, if all 3 of you got questions, I'm willing to just run them all versus just talk about myself. I can give myself like a 15-second, like, hey, I'm originally from the Bronx. I lived in Florida for a while. I grew up running track. I moved to Atlanta. I found the Bronx in Atlanta. You know, I grew up being a salsa and dancehall head, and then I found my way back into hip hop through the dance.
Right.
And then
there you go.
And that's how I started breaking. So I didn't start breaking literally until '99. So like I'm only been in the game 21 years. You know what I mean? So it's not a long time. But it's a long time to gain some stripes.
Right.
So your origin of dancing was salsa and dancehall.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
whoa, dang! And what year was you doing dancehall? That's interesting.
What about dancehall?
What year? What year did you start doing?
Back in like 97, 98, 99, 2000, 2000. You know, the Bronx up days, the log on days, the
I get it. Okay.
Yeah, so
yeah. That was doing Shabba Ranks
days.
yeah. That was Shabba Ranks and Mad Lion and all of them.
They were actually earlier 90s, so they were like late 80s, early 90s, 91, 93.
Okay.
And then by the time the mid 90s to later 90s, that's when you started getting like War 21 coming out, and all the OGs were still active. But you started getting cats from Miami, like Black Chinese started coming out with their mixtapes, and they started hitting real hard, and it was just a whole mashup, and it was a real good time, you know, for that Atlanta, Jamaica, Miami connect, and then Japan. And so the scene was really live, and then it probably died. It started getting weak in the mid 2000s. So I went full fledged into the B-Boy thing because of that, you know.
Right.
I found a new love over there.
Yeah, because you made major moves out here in Atlanta. I mean, so who all have you worked with out here in Atlanta?
Oh man, I worked with you. When I was young, you were one of the first people I worked with. So I got to rock with you. Let me talk about that. I got to rock with you. They had MC competitions. You know, Fro was she was doing pop-up, you know, showcases at battles, and she was coming through and just smashing mics, and I got to rock with you. I was probably like 19 when I got to rock with you. Yeah. And so I mean, it's almost 20 years, and you know, you're one of the people I definitely got to rock with. But when I was young, I learned this word. This word was, I didn't know what it meant at the time. You know, what it was called, you know, marketing manager. So whenever my favorite artists will come into town, everybody I grew up watching, literally, I didn't know the B-boy world was so as expansive. I wasn't into the B-boy scene. I was more into myself, just dancing to the music that I love.
Right.
And I didn't have any teachers, so I had a long, hard road. I had to keep restarting. And the more I traveled, the more I restarted and learned. And I kept going back to the Bronx, and kept going to LA. And but before I get to that, people I work with in Atlanta, I learned this word called marketing manager. And I would find a marketing manager for whoever was touring. And then from that tour, that will allow me to get in touch and be like, hey, you know, do you have an opening for this show? I see all your opening acts are just rappers. You know, and I was like, my crew wants. I have clients. I used to pretend I was my own manager. I'm like, hey, I have a dancer. I have a crew. You would love to bring him on, this, that, and a third. And they'd be like, yeah, you know. And at first, I wasn't really good with the lingo, so I didn't get paid for a lot of shows. Then I started learning how to negotiate and advocate for myself, and I just played my own manager. So I've gotten to rock with Afro. I've gotten to open up for everybody that I really love. I opened up for. With Talib Kweli, here in Atlanta, we opened up for the Beastie Boys. You know, that was fresh. I opened up with Drez. We rock with Drez, and then we opened up for Kanye West, John Legend, and Cypress Hill. I've opened for Get Fresh Crew, Slick Rick, Dougie Fresh. We've opened for Bambaataa, Soul Sonic Force, but that was in New York. Not in Atlanta. Worked with the Black Eyed Peas here a couple times. Did a couple videos here in Atlanta with them. Got to battle them at the Cotton Club.
At the record session. Oh no.
Yeah, at the Cotton Club, because they rocked the ill show at the what was it? They rocked the ill show at the On the Bricks at Centennial Olympic Park, and then afterwards they had like an after hour party. They had an after party. But this was I think this was before Fergie and all of that. And so they went over, they was just, they was on their hype, like, who want it? Who want it? Y'all can get it. And we was like, please, whatever. You know what I mean? And that's when I met Akil, because from J5, I met him that night. He was like, because we had another name that night, and he told me about another crew that had a rival name with us from Seattle. And I met Akil that same night. But yeah, we got to work. Battled them, and then 12 years later got to work with them. Who else? We did the Michael. Go ahead. The list goes on. I mean, I can name about like 60 artists. So like we opened the Michael Jordan show. That was Flowetry, I think the Roots, J5, and a whole lot of other people I want to name that were on that bill. So the names are long.
Right.
But you know, for me, it was just a way to see shows for free. I almost paid for my first show last year. I went to go to Ice-T's, what is it called? The rap
Art of Rap.
Huh?
The Art of Rap. The Art of Rap.
The Art of Rap. Yeah. I was going to Ice-T's Art of Rap show, and I was planning to go with one of my mentees. He's a young Chicano rapper. And then my man Pollo called me. Pollo from the Bronx. He was living in Australia. And so Pollo called me and was like, yo, B, I can't make the flight. I got this, that, or third going on. I'm still in Australia. Can you rock with Curtis Blow? Because I'm not gonna. So even that show, I ended up rocking with Curtis Blow. And I was like, I didn't have to pay for anything. It was nice. So that's kind of been my thing. All the people I looked up to in rap, I got to open for them. I think the only people, and then we opened up for Ghostface with MZK. That was nice. You know, and I think there's a handful of people I could talk about who I didn't work with. You know, that'd be easier because I mean, there's a handful of people I haven't worked with that I would love to work with.
And who
you
would
know,
that
now
be?
I'm more of an artist with it. You know what I mean? So my mind is more expansive. So you know,
right. And you've worked with some corporate companies out here as well. Like, didn't you do something with the news and with like with Turner Broadcasting for like NBA? Didn't you do something back?
We had like a 3-year contract with the game ops team for the Hawks. So we did every home game for the Hawks for like 3 years.
Right.
We were the first B-Boy crew dancing for an NBA team at that time in Atlanta. I don't know about the rest of the Southeast, but before NBA had actual B-Boy squads, just like they had cheerleader squads. But back then we were just, it was early 2000s. We were just breaking the ice and you know, learning how to put on a suit and go up to the 50th floor and negotiate with some people that don't want to negotiate with you. And, but it was great experience. I mean, on a slow night, you had 11,000 people in the stadium. You know, you just learn how to use the stage, learn how to floor. You learn how to maximize 90 seconds. You learn how to not let a 6-minute show or a halftime show get boring, you know? So yeah, we had a lot. And then after that, I kind of got burnt out of the money wasn't long enough. So we kind of were like, okay, we're growing up and we're blowing up. So we just kind of stepped away from that and went to doing other things like National Black Arts Festival and started getting more cultural with it and focusing on our community versus just the stage with lights.
Right. I get it. I mean, because B-boying is serious. I mean, I do know that you come like being out here and watching you grow, you form like a whole crew. Now I know that you come from like the funk, you have like a crew called the Funk Lords, correct? Are they they're down with the Zulu Nation or what about that? Like, cause I know that you had something going on with that before.
Well, the Funk Lords we established in 2002. That was my first, like that was the renaming of my first crew. And so the Funk Lords is like our motto is a collaboration of diverse styles and nations all brought together for the same presentation, the art of self-expression. Pretty much our Funk Lords, which is a bunch of rock stars that wanted to do good in their community. Right. They didn't really care about the glitz and the glam or being, they were just like rock stars versus like trying to be a superstar. These were the people that they were socialites, go through the neighborhood, go anywhere. You can't go anywhere in Atlanta without people screaming their name, you know, and they just had that juice, you know what I mean? And like, that's what the Funk Lords still is to this day. And we still recruit and we put down 2 new people this year. Oh, wow. And a handful of them were in the Zulu Nation because what happened was I got put in Zulu Kings, Mighty Zulu Kings, MZK, which was the first chapter of the Universal Zulu Nation that came out of the Baby Spades. Right. And the Baby Spades was a division out of the Black Spades, primarily dancers. So all the original Zulu Kings came from the Spades, you know? Right. And so before Zulu Nation was even, B-boying and rocking has been here before the nation was here. You know what I mean? It's just been a thing. And so as Zulu Nation was forming, the first charter of Zulu Nation was the Shaka Zulu Kings, which then later turned to the Zulu Kings. And then later in 2006, we got a new president in 99, Alien Ness, who was Zulu Nation and Rocksteady. And I think Incredible Breakers. He was all these different crews growing up in the Bronx, and he took it over from Legs. Right. You know what I mean? Because Legs was focused more so on like Rocksteady. Right. And so Ness took it over, and then he kind of went around the world and battled everybody out the crew that was repping the crew. He battled them out. Wow. And then he started with a clean slate. So he went to like dozens of countries and battled every member out of Zulu Kings, like you out, you know? And then he restarted with us, you know? And so that was the reinvention. So it took him about 5 or 6 years to do that. So about 2006, Zulu Kings started becoming his own entity.
Right.
And we were branching away from the nation, and like the nation was like, nah, man, you're family. And we were like, yeah, we are. So we kind of always stayed with the nation until like the last 3-4 years. We just were like, we got to step, man, because there's too many puppet strings on us, and we're in over 17 countries, and we're operating on a different beat. And you want us to operate on a beat that doesn't work the way that the future works.
Wow.
You know? Yeah. So Funk Lords, in sense, Funk Lords is more so Atlanta based, but we had like Funk Lords in Hawaii, Funk Lords in Japan, Funk Lords in Arizona, Funk Lords in Boston, Funk Lords, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're around, but like we're not out there trying to just enter. Most of the Funk Lords that are really battle bound are in MZK, as far as breaking.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, they ended up becoming prospects and then getting into MZK for that big stage, you know. The MZK is a battle squad. Like we do DJing, graffiti, MCing, B-boy, and fashion design, graphic design, anything street culture. Our thing is this culture is for the world, but we start with the hood first.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And nobody's success is bigger than going back to the hood and helping. Nobody. You know what I mean?
Right,
and that's kind of where we are. Yeah, so that's that in a nutshell.
I got an origin question for you. I noticed a lot of B-boys before our time, you know, because they kind of grew up on kung fu movies and stuff. So you being the next generation, did you have to revisit that, or were you just inspired by?
I grew up on kung fu movies. I had VHS tapes laying all over the place. You know what I'm saying? I had the Shaw Brother tapes before Wu-Tang got them. I had the Wu-Tang tapes when Wu-Tang got them and started dubbing them. You know what I mean? You know, Fire Deadly Venoms, and one of my favorite kung fu flicks was one of Jet Li's earlier films. He didn't do any American films at the time. It was called The Lord of the Wu-Tang, you know, and that movie was one of my illest ones right there. So I definitely grew up on that. I'm a martial artist myself, or a Manchu artist, or a kung fu artist, and so, excuse me, my practice is mostly Muay Thai. But my heart was, I grew up on Chinese martial arts and boxing, American boxing is what I grew up loving. I just didn't have access to it. So I just kind of got into street fights. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then as I grew up, I got more mature and I realized that I was being irresponsible. So there was a big jump, which is why I'm pushing so hard for the children even more than I used to, which is in January, it'll be 11 years since my last altercation, you know what I mean?
Wow.
And so I had to like go on you know how like people go on like a drinking detox. I had to go on that, you know, for being physical. Now I'm at the point where I'm training Muay Thai, and I'm looking forward to going back to after this pandemic stuff, going back to American Top Team and, you know, earning my stripes there. But the kung fu movies, man, kung fu movies, mob movies, you know what I mean? Like that was my parents growing up, you know? All the philosophy.
Right.
Yeah. So it's in my style when I dance. You see a lot of salsa and you see a lot of kung fu.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Man. And then you mentioned you doing stuff with the kids. I know that you're working with my son, but it's so crazy because my oldest son looked up to you when he was Malachi's age. I remember him just like, or he was almost, I mean, I want to say like maybe Malachi's probably a little older, but he always looked up to you. And so now it's just a trip seeing Malachi working with you, looking up to you as well. You know, you've been consistent in the streets out here, and you giving back to the community has been great. So big ups on that, Quic.
Yo, word up. Thank you. And your son's got it, man. They understand. They understand, you know, it's not just about the stage, it's in the bones. You know what I mean? Especially Malachi. Now I'm looking at Malachi. I was with Stefan, your oldest son, on a movie set the other day for a show that's getting pitched to Netflix. And my wife was on it and stuff like that. He went out there, he killed it on the camera. So big ups to you for supporting him on his dreams, you know, because now it's starting to roll out. He looked good on camera and they loved him there. You know what I mean?
Good.
Yeah. So, and then Malachi, man, he got it going on, you know. I'm dedicated to getting him where he wants to go. So I'm here, you know.
That's what's up. It's very important. I mean, I just feel like when it comes to the kids, it's important to nurture them. So like you, I'm willing to help out with the youth. And, you know, because growing up where I come from, we didn't always have, like, we had the PAL, but sometimes those PALs, those centers were closed. So we had our blocks and we would be in our buildings in the lobby and we're able to get together and get our groove on or whatever. And then we always had we had one person in the neighborhood that would get all the kids together and put on shows and really, you know what I'm saying, take the time out to nurture what we have, our gifts, whether it was singing, whether it was rhyming, whether it was performing. So again, big ups to you for giving the time that you do into these little kids, because it's important. You know what I'm saying? It's very important.
Thank you. I try to walk away from it so many times, it just won't happen. You know, like I keep coming back. So, you know, I just had to realize how to create an abundant world where it would, using all that time and that energy, wouldn't pull from me living the life I wanted to live. You know, like I had no goals of being an activist. I had no goals of being a role model. You know, that wasn't even on my radar. But as I started developing, I realized the one thing I wanted to become was a philanthropist. So I was like, well, the way I could become a philanthropist is to start thinking and acting like one now, and not waiting on money to stay, you know. So it's all action based. So, you know, this was my philanthropy. This was my way of investing in people that I knew had the heart, you know.
Right.
And so thank you for being a consistent parent. That's the hard thing right there. I'm telling you, I worked in every school in Atlanta. I worked in the homeless shelters. I worked in women's shelters where no men were allowed. And consistency is hard when it comes to parents. Or you're pouring into the child, they believe in it, then they go home and it gets crushed. So, you know, one thing that people don't understand is like, yeah, we teach in the hood, but the hood ain't the only place our children have issues. Because our children could come from a 2-parent home, come from good upbringing, have a good food in their mouth, this, that, and the third. And when they go out into that world, they get the same challenges. So, you know, right now I'm also focusing on parents that do support their children, because those children need that help and support as well. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing, my wife and I, Shiva, with Thoma Fit, TOMAFIT. That's the name of our nonprofit. So thomafit.com. Thoma means to give. You know what I mean? And that's just what we're doing with the work, cultivating physical intelligence by way of street dance.
That's right.
And actually, you could go to thomafit.org. It's the new website. The .com was the old one, but the new one is kind of fly. So it's thomafit.org, TOMAFIT.
That's right. Okay, yeah, that's right. Let's get all your information. So where can people reach you again? I'm sorry for cutting you off when you were giving them the address.
Nah, you're good. It's King Quic, KINGQUIC. You can Google it. I'm Googleable. You know what I mean? I'm on all the platforms, but my what is this called? My Twitter thumbs, they don't work that fast, so I don't really check it that much. But everything else, I'm there. So KINGQUIC on Facebook, on Instagram. You know, I had .com, but I don't never go to it, so I don't even know if it's still up. KingQuic@gmail.com, and then Thomafit, TOMAFIT. Oh, yo, Asia One. That's my sister right there. Peace, Asia. She was chimed in. The one and only B-Boy Summit, B-Girl Summit.
That's right.
Straight, that's a hero right there, you know? And actually, let me tell you about this real quick before so yeah, Thomafit, TOMAFIT, also on Instagram and Facebook, and thomafit.org.
Right.
Talking about Asia real quick, 2004, I went to the last, at that time, B-Boy Summit called Summit X. That changed my life. When I went there, I realized what I had was good foundation and what wasn't. And that was the first realization. That was my first reality check. And I flew there. I flew to LA before for MTV. They flew me out there for some stuff. And, you know, I was still a little gassed and I just wasn't pleased with MTV. So then when I went out there again for B-Boy Summit, which is Asia One's event, and I went out there and that thing it changed my life. You know what I mean? I had never seen like 15 countries in one spot doing this dance, multiple languages. Wow. I was able to look at people from all over the world and decipher what was foundation based on music and consistent movement in everybody. And I just recorded it in my mind. And I went home and I started working. And then like a week after that, I went to the Bronx to a thing that they had at Hunts Point with Rocksteady Crew, a panel that they put together. And then I've been traveling ever since. So big ups to Asia for that event. because without that event, you know, you sparked something in me that I didn't know was there. You know what I mean?
Right.
But,
So big ups, Asia, on that for real. Because I mean, that has to be something to walk up in a spot and see all these different cultures doing something that you relate to, something that you do, but you get to see them like getting busy. I would love to see that. Like, I would love to be
it's
in
amazing.
a spot like that where you got everybody doing their thing from all over. Oh my
Word.
goodness. That
Word.
is
Like, I mean, I haven't gotten my events to that level yet, and I don't know if I want to go that big, but it's a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of effort. It's a full-time job. It's a full-time life commitment. As a mother, she's out there rocking and rolling as a mother. Her baby girl, she raised this queen, this young princess up, you know, been to jail for it, stood up for it, lived for it, you know, rocked for it, and it's been consistent in it like nobody else. So, like, to me, that's what, if I had to talk about heroes, that's one of the heroes in the breaking world that I have. You know what I mean? Because consistency, like you said, consistency.
right.
I don't care if you're the best. And I mean the consistency on how she treats people.
Right.
Because I'm an ass on the floor. I could be real raw, real mean. I can make your spirit jump out your body and your body still be standing there on autopilot. And your spirit walks out the door. You know what I mean? I'm serious when it comes to this. Because whether I'm in a street fight or whether I'm in the gym, I'm nice. But in a street fight or in this breaking thing, I give it all. You know, but like Asia, man, that's you gotta have her on here one day. That's LA's finest. LA to Denver.
I'm looking forward to talking with her. Definitely.
Yeah, she already told me that's her fan. So she's like, "Oh, Cuddy, you know, that's the fam." I was like, "Okay."
That's
so
I'm crazy though, but it's okay. I like your major though. But yeah, check this out quick. I want to ask you this, and I could tell you the right guy for this question. And it's I got the end this morning, and it just made me laugh. So let me set you up for it.
All right.
Because I heard you say the whole battle thing, and I heard you say you got a queen, right?
Right on.
So I hate to put people out there, but from the lockers to poppers to our generation, hip hop boogie, it's a misconception that B-boys do not get girls. Nobody wants a B-boy. They roll on the ground. No girl wants to talk to them. They roll on the ground, right? Right?
Yo, let me tell you.
My boy this morning. Hold on. Let me finish this. This is a killer right here. Check this out, Alfred. My boy said even Lee didn't get the girl in Beach Street. His brother did. Oh.
Wait, hold on. You right, but he was young though in Beach Street. You're so funny.
That's funny. Okay, I can answer that real quick.
Clear that real quick, Cuddy.
There's never been a man in shape that knew his body intelligently, that was confident, well-dressed, and presented himself like a god that wasn't appealing to a mate, straight up. And half of the dudes saying that, and I know some of my brothers or my uncles and stuff are the ones saying it, but half of them dudes, they need a stage. They need some money. They need a car. They need jewelry. We wake up fly. You see what I'm saying? Like we wake up, and so like we never. Baby, can I get you? We wake up fly, and we've never, ever. I mean, B-boys have more groupies than anybody would ever believe. It's ridiculous, and it's so sad, but it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Because it's effortless, and like you have women. When I was young, women like preying on me, like you already know, throwing the cue. These they be out there like some ninjas. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking I'm meeting a woman for the first time, and she's like, "I've been watching you for 3 weeks," and I'm like, "Oh." You know, so like, you know, you running around the club, your body's moving, you all sweaty, this, that, and the third. Like, nobody wants some overdressed, out of shape dude wearing a Rolex. Like she's getting with you for the wrong reason. She ain't getting with you for you. So that's a total misconception. Okay. You know, if anything, I have to tell the B-boys that one thing I've been telling young men is that, you know, you got to make these shorties earn it, because they lining up like it's the DMV and you just running through the numbers, you know? I was like, you're going to get burnt. You might not get burnt in a battle, but you're going to get burnt sooner or later. So you got to slow down, and you got to make them earn it. I've had to give that advice so many times, you know? So yeah, total. What would you say? Not false. What is it called? Total misconception. There we go. Thank you, Sheila.
Yeah,
Total
right.
misconception.
I heard it here first. Lockers, poppers, hip hop boogie rejects. B-boys will take your girl too, so beware.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, definitely. You know, right, straight up. Like, I mean, have you seen what we do with our bodies?
Yeah.
I know that the B-boys
doing it slow motion.
Look at the B-boys and the dance crews. They always add to all of the clubs. I think that all dance crews should get in for free at every club because it adds. You know what I'm saying? At least for me, if I go in, if I don't see nobody dancing, then it's whack.
Right.
So if you got the crew right there in a circle, then that gives you that confirmation that they jamming up in here. You got the dancers and everybody's getting busy right here. So we gonna stay and we gonna have a good time. So
that's those dance clubs where people love music, man. You know, now we just got clubs like stand clubs, bar clubs. Like New York is trash right now. Like even before the pandemic, like you just standing there sardines, everybody paying $30 for a shot to stand shoulder to shoulder, nobody dancing. It's just crazy, man. It's sick. You know, Atlanta's like one of the last places where like clubs still exist where people just come in straight sweat. You know.
Yeah.
When I would go to the club, I would take my shirt off. I was always half naked in the club. I'll take my shirt off and fold it, you know, and put it somewhere, you know, behind the DJ booth or something. I would just go off. And then when I was done, I would leave clean. I would put or if I felt like it was a club I didn't know, I had to wear a shirt because I wasn't known for wearing shirts. But when I did wear a shirt, I always brought 2 or 3, you know, that way I stayed clean and fly throughout the night. You know, I would never be in there just looking trashy, you know?
Right.
What up?
I've seen that too. I think that's important. You want to stay. I can't stand hugging somebody sometimes especially if I've just gotten to the club and I've taken my time to get cute. And when I go to hug and all of a sudden I'm all wet right here and whatnot, like you just backed up like 10 minutes of my goodness. So yeah, that's when you're going in though. That's when you know what you're going in. A lot of don't be laughing. Don't be laughing.
You already know, bro. Like out here is like a time warp, man. It was at least, you know, where you come out here and like dancing is everybody that got tired of where they were like, yo, for whatever reason, you know, changing their life. Like 85% of people in Atlanta are not from Atlanta. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everybody comes here like on that. This is like when people don't know not to go to Connecticut. You know, like they come here. You know. When they're like, Florida's not at all, they all come here. So it's people from all over and it's dancers from all over the world. And Atlanta's different because Atlanta's B-boy scene didn't come, like the B-boy scene started here in like 81, 82, 83. And then it died out for almost like 15 years. Then it came back with a whole new resurgence of people. They weren't even connected. So like the people that think that they're the OGs of Atlanta don't even know the OGs because the real OGs of Atlanta was primarily in the Black community. You know what I mean? And then like all these new generation 90s B-boys, they weren't in the Black community. They came from the club culture, but they all traveled here from different cities, you know, and that was the new birth of what's still moving today. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I got to tell you that this has been so dope. I'm so glad that you were able to come on with us and some insight and let us know just exactly how dope the element of b-boying is in this culture. So thank you so much, Quic.
Thank you. I just want to say one thing, or 2 things real quick. There's one that we have a thing on November 7th. We're really happy to launch. We're doing it in conjunction with a couple of local organizations as well as Red Bull is backing it. And it's called a Breaking Ecosystem, and it's really educating children about health, fitness, leadership, empowerment, and business, and then how all of these things interact in the b-boy world and make the b-boy ecosystem. So they're gonna learn how these big events with, you know, $100,000 prizes and, you know, 40,000 people, you know, work. So we're gonna introduce them to that and show them that they can make careers out of this, and it's not just dancing. You know, they can be business people as well. So that's the new launch, and we might be going national with that. So if so, we'll be launching that soon. So if you can check it out on my
Good.
Yeah, and then thank you all for having me. It's an honor to sit here and speak with you all.
And to have you.
You already know, bro. You already
Sure.
know. Yes. We about to, I don't know, maybe y'all can stick around, but Quick, we got an awesome guest getting ready to come on, and it's about to be dope. So thank you again, Quick. We really, really appreciate you.
All the time.
Love.
Thank you. One love. Peace.
Yes, peace. Oh my goodness, that is just so dope. I love today's show already. And we're not even done. That was just the beginning. That was just the beginning right there, fellas. That was just the beginning.
Well, that Quick want to stay on? You want to stay on, Quick?
He can. Let's bring him back on. Let's see. I mean, if he can stay on, he can stay.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I'll just sit here and sip my coffee. I'm here.
Okay, in the meantime, while I'm about to get this next guest on, I want to ask V-Love and Quick, because V-Love does acrobatics too. Do you guys get an extra rush when y'all like flip off the stage and shit, like say like a gymnast would, or doing something daring opposed to just getting the dance rush? Do y'all get something extra from y'all flips or windmills and shit like that?
Of course. Because if you don't make it, you might end up in the hospital.
Right.
And it's just exciting. So when you normally do it, you're not even thinking about it. You just go for it,
What about you, V? Hey, your mic is off. Hold on. Wait.
I got it. Okay.
I got it.
I don't know where we were at. I forgot what tour that was. We was on. I know we was with Jeff. And and we was boogieing, and I got so excited, and I hit this move, and I just jumped off the stage, and I must have went like 8 feet down. I didn't even know the stage was that far down. Like when I hit the floor, I just said "pow!" Like oh.
Yeah.
And then I had to keep boogieing. You know what I mean? I had to keep it going. I couldn't stop. But I'm looking at everybody like, I hope they didn't see that shit. Like,
I have one of those too.
But that'd be that part of that adrenaline rush. Like, you know what I mean? We get that excitement going, and it'd be like you do things that sometimes. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like he was saying, I
had an accident on a stage before. We were traveling on a tour. We was about to take off on tour for Arts, Beats, and Lyrics, and we was about to go to B-More. And we were doing a show at the Apache, out of all places, and they had like these little go-go boxes, maybe 5 feet from the stage. Easy little hop, man. Mind you, I had been up for 2 days, and I'm sober. I was in the middle. I jumped on the box. I was dancing, and just my body just gasped. I was done. It just shut off. And I blacked out, and I fell off the stage. Boom! Hit the ground. And I put a hole in my leg. Scar still there. And then I woke up, maybe 4 seconds, 5 seconds later. Boom! Jumped up and jumped right, flipped up down the stage, and didn't even realize what happened till later. 45 seconds later, my guy's pointing at my leg. My leg's full of blood. I had just totally blacked out. Didn't even see myself, and then I saw the footage of me hitting the ground. I was like, "Whoa!" Yeah, so I feel you. Falling off those stages is the thing. But I made up for it because I've also done shows where I jumped off the stage, grabbed onto the pipes in the club.
Yeah. Get busy.
Did a flip into the cypher.
Yeah. We had those where we would jump on the speakers, and we'd be on top of the speakers getting busy and come down and slide down and all kinds of stuff. Me and Legendary, we all be doing all this crazy stuff on stage, and it was like, yo, that shit used to be, I love that. I just love, especially when it comes to acrobatics and flipping and kick flips and all that kind of shit. I used to do all that kind of stuff. So it was more like, I wasn't too much, when I was breakdancing when I was younger, I was only like 16, 15 when I was breakdancing. So that all stopped when I got a little older.
Quick and V-Love. So with that being said, like I said, when you get that extra adrenaline, like a bank robber adrenaline, how's your breath control? Does your breath control is different now, dancing, that you could perform in these extra moves?
Ooh, I know mine is.
Yeah, my breath control has always been phenomenal. Like, I mean, it transitioned from running track to dance to martial arts to just back to dance. Like, my breath work is nasty. It's like I never get tired. Tired of mentality.
I think that's what I've been working on now. I've been on the bike a lot, so that's been getting my breath back. You know what I mean? I was dancing last night, and I probably got like an hour and a half in at the house club, at the house shit. So yeah, and I kept it going. So yeah, it's going good.
Good. I can honestly tell you, at this age, though, you got to be sure that you know what you're doing, because you don't want to be at some club and your adrenaline is just like pumped. You're thinking because it's happened to me straight up. And I wasn't at a club. I was just out and about, and I just got all hyped and tried to do a chest dive and fuck my.
You said a chest dive.
Carry on it and everything, but I had to play it off. I had to get up. But that's like so embarrassing. It's like I'm too cute to be walking around with some cherry on my chin. Bro, how'd you get that? Try to do a chest dive. That's too much.
I'm taking my time now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the time. Man, I don't even know where to begin. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, a show like this, Afro, man, I just have to sit back and just listen, man. You know? Right. I mean, we got the legendary OG. I mean, when I'm a youngster, before I even knew the art of hip hop or rap or anything,
exactly.
This dude here, it hit me the other day. I was like, this dude here was my favorite because he always used to rap to the ladies. Right, so of course, I roll with him. Like,
with the ladies.
Like I said, I know coming from New York and something, y'all probably like, I'm thinking like Melly Mills not even on my radar. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, y'all probably like, but he wasn't. Like he rapped to the chicks, Rahiem, the ladies' dream. He did. So without further ado, the legendary.
Yes.
The Furious Five.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Rahiem?
Yeah.
Hey. Up here. There we go.
Hey,
wow. A pleasure to meet you.
Salute.
Yes, your mic was off a little bit. It was a delay. I think there's a delay. Can we hear him?
I can hear him good.
You know what, y'all? I'm gonna come off of it and come in the room with Ledge, so it'll be more it'll be clearer for him. You know what I mean?
Cool. Yeah, come on in.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. How's that? We good?
Can't hear you. I think this is mic off. Check your mic.
His mic's cool on this end.
Okay, I'm showing his mic.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I see it. There you go, Rahiem.
Check 1, 2. Yeah, no, we still can't hear. I can't hear.
Oh, it's low. Okay, let me do that first. This mic was low. Hey, watch that cord, Cuddy.
Yeah.
He's saying 1 second.
Oh, it's this mic right here now. That's it. No, it's good on this end.
Yes, Mujahid. Don't push me because I'm close to the edge. Exactly. Yes, the message.
Man, we got to get my man on here.
Yes. We still can't hear him. Does he need to go back out and come back in, maybe?
I think so.
Go back out and come back in.
Yeah, go out and come back in, Rahiem.
Rahiem, the lady's dream.
Right.
Yes, this is gonna be.
Oh yeah, you got the OG.
That's right. You see how it's infused? You know what I'm saying? We gotta have that. It's important, man. Yeah. It is important. It's crazy because going back and looking at some of the footage, it's crazy how you see how hip hop has evolved, right?
Right. Yes.
from the attire to how things are in the videos. Their video, the message was deep. I was looking at that today. I was like, man, it was very, you know, I mean, it was right to the point. I mean,
so I know, yeah. I know next, I mean, so I got to hit you immediately tonight, Afro, because I see you be going hard on your promo. You in that zone. You in that Jordan zone right now.
I love it. I love it.
I was trying to keep up with the reposting.
That's right.
So, with this one, let's go Elijah, Tony. Then let's bring in Cool Boy, and let's bring back Salima and Sean from Sean and Kenny.
I want to bring
What,
back
on Saturday for Sunday?
Oh, you got Cool Boy in there?
The next guest coming up.
Bring Loose Joint back.
Okay.
And we got to bring Loose Joint back, and then we'll take a season break.
I got some people for the next season.
Oh, where Afro go? Yeah, you producing most of next season. So prepare yourself.
I'm ready.
Where
I'm
Papa
already
Chicken at?
lining everybody up.
Where you at, Afro?
Alpha going crazy.
Oh, no. There we go. Rahiem, you in?
I'm trying to bring the far side.
Oh man, his mic is still off. Cuddy Mac.
I got a couple of heads I'm gonna bring in.
Hold on, Cuddy Mac.
Ooh.
Take off.
Good looking, King.
Oh. Can y'all hear me?
There you go.
Yes.
Okay.
Go.
All right, cool. My bad.
Now we
Where's
got to
Fro?
get back. Where Fro go?
Oh, Fro is trying to call me.
Okay, what happened to Fro? What's she saying?
She's calling me on the phone.
Okay. She see her screen is blanked out.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, she's about to chime back in.
Okay.
So what's up, Rahiem? Talk about it, man.
Ain't nothing, man. Just like a pimple on a high fashion model's face. Just very happy to be here. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Word.
And I was saying, man, to the guests, like Rahiem, man, as a youngster, man, coming in this game, like you was my favorite because you always, you know, how to spit that game to the ladies. And you was my favorite off the top. And I was like, wow, like, damn, we got Rahiem. This is amazing, man. Take us back to the days.
Let us know.
Thank you.
Bring us
Yeah,
back.
from the first time that I became interested in being an MC, what brought my attention to being an MC initially was this dude. He went to my high school. His name is Joe Goodwin, and he called himself Jazzy Joe. And Jazzy Joe used to say these rhymes, and he had like literally every girl in the school like following him, like he was the Pied Piper. Right. And so I'm like, nah, I'm gonna need that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna need the girls following me around. I could be the Pied Piper. You know what I mean? So I started writing my little rhymes and started filling up those black and white composition notebooks with lyrics. And for like 3 summers prior to me becoming an MC, gangs at the time were rampant in New York City. And so the largest, most feared gang in all of New York City was the Black Spades. And so the guys from Bronx River Projects would come over to my projects, Lambert Houses, and rob everything and everybody.
Oh, wow.
And the only reason that they didn't rob me was because my best friend, his name is Davey Waters, him and his older brother, Steve, their mom moved from Bronx River Projects to Lambert Houses. So basically they were from Bronx River and like Black Spades affiliated.
Right.
So when the dudes from Bronx River would come over to rob everybody, they didn't rob me because I was best friends with Dave and his older brother Steve was a Black Spade. So, but the route that they would take from Bronx River to get to my neighborhood, it was laden with broken bottles and, you know, a bunch of glass and stuff. And a lot of them would ride their bicycles from Bronx River to Lambert. So by the time they got to my neighborhood, a few of them would have flat tires. Wow. So they basically sunned me and brought all of the dudes who had flat tires bikes to my room, because we had a duplex apartment, and the entrance to my room was on the 5th floor. So they got off the elevator, come to the end of the hall, knock on my door, and my government middle name is Todd. So they'd be like, yo, Todd, fix Cecil's flat, fix Jerome's flat, fix so-and-so's flat. And I'm like, yo, F out of here, yo. Y'all bugging. What I look like, flat fix? They like, yo, we will beat your ass, homie. We a gang. You just one little, you know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, no problem. So I fixed flats for like 3 summers. Then the last summer, they happened to be coming down the hall with a boombox playing a tape of the last jam that I did when I became a member of the first legendary group that I was a member of, which was DJ Breakout, DJ Baron, and the Funky Four. And so they coming down the hall blasting this tape. And by the time they got to my door, it was my turn on the tape to rap. So I opened up the door very excited, because they didn't know that I'm Rahiem. They called me Todd. Right. So I opened up the door and I'm saying the rhymes with myself on the tape, and they looking at me like I got 7 heads, like, yo, what you know about this here, this Brothers Disco Funky Four? You don't even know who that is. I'm like, yo, that's me. They said, what? Yo, get the F out of here. Yo, cut the tape off. Yo, you better start saying some Rahiem-ish right now. We gonna beat that ass. Right. So I had to spit my Rahiem stuff under pressure. But after I was done, they knew that I was telling the truth, and then they wanted to be my security after that. And then I never fixed another flat tire after that again.
Boom. There you go. There you go.
Wow. That's crazy.
Flash.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So how did you get with
Go ahead, bro.
I'm sorry. So when did you get with Flash?
Okay, so the Funky Four battled the Furious Four and Grandmaster Flash at the Webster PAL May 11th, 1979.
Wow.
And Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five won the battle, but a few days after the battle, Melly Mel, and at the time his name was Mr. Ness, but he later changed it to Scorpio. They came to my mom's house and asked me if I would be interested in joining their group. And so I was very interested, but I had to, like the Funky Four and Breakout and DJ Baron, they were like my family. So I had to like find a way to really like break it to them first. And so the Furious Four and I got together as a result of one of my homeboys. His name was DJ Eminem, rest in peace. He was the DJ from the local crew around my block called the Eminem Crew, him and his brother Cool Joe. And whenever they would do parties, if I wasn't performing with Breakout, I would go to their party and be on the mic. So they invited me to come perform, because they hired the Furious Four without Flash, because Flash and the Furious Four at the time were going through some beef over money. And so they asked another legendary DJ Charlie Chase from the Cold Crush Brothers, to be the DJ for that show. And so now at the time, there was no such thing as a Cold Crush Brothers. There was a Grandmaster Caz, and there was, I mean, all of the other members existed, obviously, but they were not yet a cohesive unit. So there wasn't a Cold Crush Brothers at the time. And DJ Tony Tone was down with the Brothers Disco, DJ Breakout, and DJ Baron in my crew. So I got down with Flash and them. We became the Furious Five after we performed at Forest Houses Community Center together in August of 1979. I got on stage with them, and then after the show, they called me backstage and asked me how much money did I want, and I was like, yo, I really wasn't expecting to get paid. I just wanted to get on stage and be on the mic with the people who I think are the best. Right. And it's like, well, we think you're just as good as any one of us, so how about if we just split the money up 5 ways? And so we were Furious 5 ever since.
That's what's up. Yep. That is what's up.
Yeah. That's dope. That's so dope.
That's real honorable right there.
Thank you.
Ooh, man.
Please, King.
Brother, appreciate that.
That was a dope story.
So, Rahiem, this being a hip hop dance based show, when did the change? Like, I noticed, like, the B-Boys on the breaks and stuff like that. I used to hear, because we from LA, me and my man over here.
Oh, okay.
So, always don't get history. Mel gave me some history. Jalil gets history. So, when did like people kind of like the dancing stopped and kind of like gravitated toward the stage to hear the MC?
I would say after the blackout. After the blackout of 1977, prior to the blackout, there weren't many crews at all because the equipment was expensive. So not many aspiring DJs had 2 turntables and a mixer and speakers. Right. Some had, some used house turntables or house speakers. Some used 1 turntable. But at the time, shortly before the MCs, in the DJ world, what was going on was the trendy thing amongst aspiring DJs were to make pause button tapes. All right. Pause button tapes were cassette tapes. They were made from cassette tapes. And the reason why we called them pause button tapes is, let's say my iPhone is a cassette. And so we know, those of us who remember what a cassette looked like, it had 2 holes in it in order to insert the thing that turns the spool with the tape on it, right? And so when you look at the bottom of the cassette tape, you would see an open space where the tape actually touches the magnetic heads that actually are responsible for us hearing what we hear on music. So, so you would have to take a pencil eraser and stick it in where the spool is and turn it to the point where, because there's a lead piece of tape at first on the cassette tape, it's clear. Right. And so that doesn't record anything. So you have to get it to the point where the clear piece of tape and the tape where the that actually starts to record where the sound goes on this it's like a little foam piece that's inside the hole. And so it goes over that, I guess, to help make the tape go up against the metal heads successfully, like smoothly. Right. So we would, I'm sorry for being so detailed, but we would wind the tape until it got to that point where the lead tape and the recording tape met, and then hold the pause button down and press record and play at the same time and let the record go, right? And so simultaneously, while we're letting the record go, we're taking our finger off the pause button. So if you didn't have 2 turntables, that was your way of making it sound as though you were cutting the record on beat. But there was very, very little room for error. So MCs could not yet rhyme to that because it wasn't completely on beat, right? Okay, so I started going to Harry S. Truman High School up in Co-op City in the Bronx.
Okay.
And another dude named Todd, one of my classmates, brought a boombox to school, and he had a flash tape in it. So now, the blackout had just ended, basically, and so prior to the blackout, not many crews, not many aspiring DJs had 2 turntables, a mixer, and speakers. So when the blackout of 1977 hit, for whatever the reason was, everybody in the Bronx, at least, got the same idea at the same time. Damn. You know, this seems like a great time to go shopping.
Right.
And so while the lights were out, you know, because all of the government programs at the time were defunded. Mm-hmm. So we didn't have any after-school programs to go to in order to keep adolescents busy and out of trouble and off the streets at the time. So, you know, we found refuge and sought refuge in the streets. Mm-hmm. And so when the lights went out, the first thing we did was we went to the local supermarket, and it was closed, but we took a metal trash can and we threw it through the plate glass window, because this was before stores had the metal gates that protect the windows from looters. And we went in there and we didn't mess with any of the food. The very first thing on our minds was the safe. And about 40 of us gorilla ripped the safe, bolts and all, out the floor, and we carried it up maybe about 3 or 4 blocks to the basement of a tenement building, and our OGs got 4 sledgehammers and beat that safe to death until it cracked open, and they divided up the money evenly between all of us. And I was 14 years old, and I walked away with $1,800 in cash and like $1,300 and something like that in food stamps. My summer was completely lit. The summer of 1977. Oh my God, I had everything.
Okay. That is funny.
So no MCs at that time. No MCs really, because and the reason why there were no MCs at the time was because many of the beats that we would rap to, that we wanted to rap to, the break beats, they were very short. And so a break beat would last maybe, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. That wasn't long enough to spit bars to.
Right.
So fast forward, this was after the summer of 77, going into the fall of 77. I'm in school, my first day of school, and this dude named Todd shows up with this boombox, and he has a Grandmaster Flash and the 3 MCs tape, right? So I'm listening to the tape, and I'm blown away because the MCs, they're rapping syncopated, like to the beat, and I'm hearing what sounds like a pause button tape in the background, but I knew that it couldn't be a pause button tape because it's precise, it's on beat every time. And then to add to my intrigue, in between hearing the beat being cut simultaneously on 2 turntables back and forth on time, in between that, I'm hearing scratches.
Right.
Like, oh, nah, nope. I gotta go see this.
Right.
I gotta go see this. So the very first time that I physically saw Grandmaster Flash and the 3 MCs was in Harlem at a high school called Benjamin Franklin High School. Mm-hmm. And I went there by myself. That's how geeked I was. I'd go everywhere with my crew. Mm-hmm. But this time I went by myself, And when I got there, the fire marshals had shut the spot down, so they wasn't letting nobody else in. And Flash and them had a manager at the time. His name is Ray Chandler, who coincidentally happens to be the uncle of Dame Dash.
Okay.
All right. And so Ray Chandler standing in front of the gym, and he's standing in front of the gym doors, and they're not letting anybody else in. And I'm with the group of kids who's eager to get in, but he's shutting us down, telling us the fire marshals said that they're gonna stop the party if they let any more kids in.
Right.
So I don't know what happened, but somebody came out the door that he was guarding. Somebody opened that door from inside, and I guess was coming out, or maybe somebody wanted some air, and he had his back turned. He was looking at the door instead of watching the kids, instead of watching us. And so as soon as we saw the door open, he had his back to us. So we just ran past him and into the party. And it was dark, so we all got lost in the party. They couldn't find us. And so now I'm at a Flash party. I make my way up to the front of the ropes because they had ropes roping everything off. And I'm standing there, and I am completely in awe and mesmerized because I'm watching Grandmaster Flash backspin and cut 2 records simultaneously. Now, just to add contrast to that, the contrasting difference between Grandmaster Flash and who we recognize as the father of hip hop, DJ Kool Herc, the distinguishable difference between the two of them on the turntables was the main thing was Kool Herc did not touch his records. He didn't. He would touch his records like this, like hold the disc like this, so as to not get any fingerprints on it. So the records was sacred to Kool Herc.
Right.
Okay. Grandmaster Flash, he touched the record like that too, but once it got on the turntable, he physically put his hand on his fingers on the record, and he manipulated the record back and forth, whereas Kool Herc, he just placed the needle on the record and let the record play. So that revolutionized the party, the atmosphere in the party, because now B-boys didn't have to stop breaking because the break beats could go continuously, right? And then MCs, that gave us an immediate platform because now the bars can go endlessly, infinitely, and we can stand on stage and rhyme all night. And so that's what happened.
Wow. Woo, man.
Darn, you had me like
Thank you.
I had the cassette in.
Thank you.
Oh, it's like wow.
Yep.
Wow.
And a lot of people, nowadays are staking their claim in hip hop and that sort of thing. And I don't blame anybody, and I respect everybody for their contribution, for their musical or artistic contribution, whatever, to our culture. There's a contingency or movement of people who we deemed from the disco movement, right? Disco DJs, DJ Hollywood, Eddie Chiba, legends like that. Grandmaster Flowers, Pete DJ Jones, people like that, right? And so now they played the majority. Their playlists consisted of disco music. Now, some people think that disco music and hip hop, they go hand in hand, and they did at one point. They did, but the disco movement were like our older brothers, right? And they shunned us. They shunned the hip hop movement initially,
Right.
And would not allow us to participate in their jams or whatever. They called the B-boys floor moppers, floor sweepers, because they wore button-down shirts and slacks and hard-bottom shoes to their parties. So their parties were a little more sophisticated.
Right.
And so our culture was based on adolescence. It was young, all right? And so we wore sneakers and jeans and, hoodies and whatever initially. And then once we came into our own and began to have a little bit more swag and experience as to being showmen, then we began dressing it up a little bit. You know what I mean? But initially, the guys from the disco movement, they didn't want anything whatsoever to do with hip hop. And so when I got an opportunity to, I got a call from Flash one day, and he said to me that he was involved in a Netflix series that he needed a writer to help write lyrics for MCs, and that it was a period piece, and that they wanted the MC to be able to write in the style like my group. And so I was like, oh, okay. He was like, would you be interested? Sure, I'm interested. He was like, if they like you, they'll keep you on the show or whatever. So I was like, all right, cool. So if you've seen the Netflix original series, The Getdown, Nas and myself wrote all of the rap lyrics. I even got an opportunity to help assist in some of the choreography, because a lot of the choreography that the Getdown brothers were doing, notwithstanding the breakdancing, but a lot of the choreography that they did as a group were indicative of the choreography that I did with my group. In fact, I gave them identical dance steps that my group and I did on stage at the PAL, at the Autobahn, at the T Connection. And then I had to coach them how to say the rhymes that Nas and myself wrote for them.
Right.
And so an amazing bunch of young actors and actresses, and they did a phenomenal job.
Yes, they did. They did an awesome job.
Yeah. And many people.
That's my number one question I have for you.
Yeah.
I talked to Afro about this. Like, you could walk somebody through something, but how did you guys? I mean, I really thought I was there. Yeah. Like, how did you get those young kids? I mean, to hold the mic that way, the cadence,
exactly,
the way they clothes look. Like, how did you guys do that, man?
Okay, so not only well, Flash was an associate producer, and myself, Kool Herc, Africa Bambaataa, Grandmaster Kaz, we all were consultants, and so I know as a consultant on my end, all of us, it was very important that we upheld the continuity of the period and got as close to what was actually going on during that time as possible.
Right.
And obviously there were many Hollywood embellishments in the Getdown, but that was for cinematic reasons. But had we had our way, because we went back and forth with Baz Luhrmann, the director, because he would always ask us if it seemed like if it felt like that was what was going on. If we watched the scene back, he was like, how did that feel? Did it feel like like that was authentic, like it really happened? Yeah. And when I saw it the first time, when I watched the very first episode of the Getdown, I cried. It made me cry, because it made me feel like I was I was watching my life.
Right.
You know? And many people aren't aware that the Getdown Brothers, although they were a fictitious group, they were loosely based on Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
That's dope.
Right. Man, that was, I mean, yes.
Yeah.
That show, I watched it like 4 times.
That show
is awesome, man. It transcends to the new generation.
Yeah, I watch it now. I'll go back just to watch it, just so I can get my, you know, when I want to get my B-Boy on.
Take you there, yeah.
I just go and watch it like, oh man, this is just dope. I love the little search with Nas rhyming in between too.
Absolutely.
The way you guys set that up, it was just so beautiful, man. Like,
it really was.
That was a beautiful part of the culture. Thank you for that one, Brody.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know you had wrote. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's hip hop's West Side Story. You know what I mean?
That
Absolutely.
was one hip hop, straight up. Like,
Yep.
If you didn't learn from that one, like I felt it was just so authentic. Like, man.
Yeah, man.
When I watched it, I felt like I was, like Legend said, I felt like I was there.
And that was the closest. That was the closest thing to actually being there. And I mean, there were scenes in the Getdown like that. Like I'm getting goosebumps talking about it right now because
man,
it really reenacted that period for me in a major way.
Yeah, anybody that actually got to live it. If your parents lived it, you felt it. I mean, the buzz that was going on, I didn't know. Like I was about to have my youngest child, and I remember going through Facebook, and Kwame was like, "Yo, have you seen the Getdown? If you haven't seen the Getdown, you need to check it out." And I was like, "The Getdown." And his question to me was, "You out of all people, Fro, I thought you would have seen it already." I was like, "No." So when I went to go check it out, I just stayed watching. Like I binged. I was like, "Oh, that's it."
That's what I did. I binged. Yep.
I was so mad when they stopped it. I was like, "When's it coming?"
Man, that was the incident that made me have to leave Atlanta. I had a house in Stone Mountain, and when the Getdown got canceled, I had to move.
Man,
yep.
The Getdown was hot, man.
Yeah.
Good show. Anybody that has not had the opportunity to see the show, watch the show, please. Definitely, it's definitely a good Netflix and chill. Honestly, but you can't chill though. When you watch it, you're gonna want to get up.
Oh, absolutely.
Up there.
The thing that really got me was the burning of the Bronx.
Right.
Exactly.
Burning buildings, and that shit was like that whole little come up they were doing, and the way it just intertwined with the whole
I like how they use that real footage.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That was classic.
Like when I first watched
Tiffany's, the Bronx is burning.
That
they wrapped it all in nicely.
Yep.
Yeah.
They just intertwined it so good. Like, oh man, I was like, when I heard they were spending like $5 million for every episode, I was like, oh, I can see it. You know what I mean?
They spent $180 million on
it's worth it. It's like
worth it.
Yep.
Even if they could have get season 2, it was worth it.
Right.
They got this problem. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, Ron, because you really made that thing come alive, bro.
You did.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Thank you. That was that was a contribute to culture. I'm in shock when I seen when she shot me that the post and they had the Getdown Brothers. And I was like, oh shoot! So this was big. Like,
as a matter of fact, that scene that she showed, that little clip with the Getdown Brothers' first performance, I wrote those lyrics.
Yeah, that was dope.
You wrote the Getdown Brothers about that bank?
Yes, I did. Yes. I wrote about that bank. I wrote we Getdown Brothers and we're on the scene. Brothers versus Notorious 3 versus the Getdown Brothers. I wrote that. I wrote the solo performance that Jaden Smith did.
Right.
Get Up.
Down.
Correct.
Yeah.
Awesome. Really, I love that show. One of my favorites.
They did a good job acting and doing that. They really made me believe that. I even like the way they intertwined the writers, the graffiti in there. That shit was
right. Yeah,
the way they in the comics.
The crazy thing about the actors, they didn't have a script initially.
What?
No, and so because Netflix and Sony Pictures rushed them into production before they physically had a script. So the script was being written literally every day while we were shooting. And so, yes, and the actors and actresses were under tremendous pressure. There was an actor. I'm not going to say his name, but he got pissed off because he received his lines 2 hours before it was time to shoot. And so that wasn't enough time for him to commit them properly to his memory. And he picked up a chair and threw it across the set.
Oh, no.
He was pissed. But
hey, did a good job though. They all did a good job though.
They did a tremendous job.
The faster you get your lines right before it's the better. I don't know.
When you have too much time to memorize your lines, they're not fresh in your memory like that.
Exactly. Like that really works out. Legend be shooting me the stuff the day before. No, Legend gonna be playing a cop on the show, but when he gives you the lines, I have to learn them. Sometimes when he does improv, it's easier to do it that way. Sometimes, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, that's dope, man. I just
want to put this out there before I forget, because I'm a fan of hip hop. I'm a fan of rap. I'm a fan of b-boys. I'm a fan of aerosol art. I'm a fan of DJs. And so when I see or hear of any profound cultural representation, I have to shout it out. For those of you who have not yet heard it, go immediately and get that new Busta Rhymes.
Oh
my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
No, see, you know what? I was about to ask you too, and I was about to ask you, being that, I mean, because you're one of the pioneers, right?
Okay.
So this was my question to you. How do you feel like you've actually watched hip hop evolve?
Right.
Like,
I watched hip hop. I watched hip hop born. I watched it given birth to. There was no hip hop when I started. There was no hip hop, and then suddenly there was.
Right.
And so I remember turning on the radio, and there was no such thing as rap music.
Uh-huh.
You know, it was soul or R&B. It was disco. It was light FM. You know what I mean? So I remember what life was before hip hop, and you know, hip hop definitely added a whole lot of spice and a whole lot of swag and flavor to our culture.
That's right.
And so
after keep going, but I gotta ask you something after you finish. Go on.
So I try not to judge too harshly the new practitioners of our culture, because they have to find themselves as we eventually found ourselves.
Absolutely.
And so, you know, and there were a lot of naysayers in the beginning, you know, of our you know, career. You know, when our culture was first being given birth to, there were a plethora of naysayers. And when we made, you know, the first few songs that we had released, you know, we get, you know, that's, you know, that song is you know, that's the joint. That was the saying at the time. That's the joint. That's the serious joint. But don't quit that day job. You know, you better go to college and get you something to fall back on. By no means whatsoever am I trying to discourage anyone from furthering their education. But keep in mind that the majority of people who are in positions of wealth did what they needed to do to put them in the position while everyone else was in school. They were pursuant of that wealth. They were on the path of obtaining and acquiring that wealth while everybody else was in school.
Right.
And okay, go ahead.
I gotta say something real fast because
go ahead, right out. Go, please do. Go ahead, Legendary.
No,
this is B-Love. I'm sorry, this is B-Love. B-Love is in the house right now.
B-Love. I'm sorry, V.
It's okay.
You know my homegirl, Queen Divine.
Queen Divine.
Maisha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Bless up, Brody. No, I wanted to let you know, we didn't coerce you. We didn't put you into saying anything about Busta Rhymes' album, right?
Right.
This was just your instincts of hip hop. We just finished talking about the greatness of hip hop, how it all started.
Right.
So this morning I got into it. I mean, I don't know if this was what do you call premonition or something. But last night, my friend posted up that anybody who likes Busta Rhymes' album has they need to go and shoot themselves. He's a hip hop head. I don't want to put his name out there.
Okay.
So he's basically telling us as people of the culture,
right?
And if we like this is bullshit. Like, oh, he's not really putting into whatever. I said, man, I don't even want to say that. I don't even know why he's even disrespecting it. But he's just his head that.
Is he an artist?
Right. He's a DJ.
Oh, he's a DJ. Okay.
So, but he on his show, he never plays the same thing. Okay. So he feels like he's just where it's just like, I know originality, I know dopeness, but I'm like, he's still stuck in anything after 2000 just is garbage to him, basically. Me and him getting to this thing where I'm just like, you weren't there at the beginning, so you can't speak for the culture.
Right.
Now, if anybody's gonna tell me something, it would have to be you.
Right.
To sit there and tell me where we listen to the message, we listen to all y'all music, and we know that all of it has something to do with the culture, meaning the streets. This is how we grow up. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is what you guys were creative to even come with that. Like he was talking about evolving, and I said, Brody, the Busta Rhymes album to me, he evolved with hip hop. And he showed us all the different stages of it from the beginning to the end. And I think that you didn't see that what he meant by the extinction of two. It's like you didn't hear anything that was going on the album. Did you even listen? Or did you just sit there and just critique it because you into this like you stuck in this little frame of hip hop where he just wanted to be like right when it first started and then this part of the era of 90 something, and then when it gets to 2000, it's just bullshit. You feel me?
Right.
For you to bring it up like that, what was your? Now I'm gonna get to the question now. Okay. Why did you even bring it up to that situation of saying that you want that we should check out the Busta Rhymes album? Why? Why do you say that?
Why do I say that? I think that. Okay, so Busta Rhymes, he came out of left field with this, and I'm gonna clarify that statement by saying, but I heard an interview actually today of him on Drink Champs, and he was saying that basically that was part of his plan to lull everybody to sleep with the stuff that they wanted from him, that they expected from him, you know, the party music. Oh, that's my son in the background. Oh, you know what? I'm looking at. Oh, wow. That bugged me out just now. I thought I was looking at my screen behind me. I thought my son was walking behind me. All right. See? So anyway, Busta Rhymes said that he had to lull his audience to sleep and give them what they expected from him first.
Right.
Which was the high energy party, you know, club music. And so when I say he came out of left field with this, this isn't typical Busta Rhymes. And I, before hearing it, I'm an honest person, so I have to say what I felt before I heard his album. When somebody posted something about it in social media, and they was like, "Yo, that new Busta Rhymes album is fire," and somebody, I guess, one person had heard it and gave it a mediocre review and said, you know, well, I'm not trying to hear anything from Busta except for party music. And so I chimed in and I said, me too, right? Man, I listened to that damn album and I ate those words.
Wow.
I ate those words. Busta Rhymes brought something that was missing from rap music.
Absolutely.
That has been missing from rap music for maybe the last 20 years.
Okay. That's what he kept telling me.
Yes.
And
I'm getting confirmation right there.
Talking about it.
Keep going.
I'm getting goosebumps talking about it.
Right.
I'm not a sensationalist. All right. I am not a sensationalist. So I'm not going to put the extra fanfare on something that does not, unless it's absolutely justified.
Right.
Okay.
In order to impress me, really, like artists, like you could damn near almost set yourself on fire and perform on fire on stage, and I will not be impressed. Right?
Exactly.
Just to tell you how hard of a critic I am.
Right.
But when it's good,
it's good.
Man, it's good.
It's good.
Give it up.
That's right.
Stop it.
That's right.
Stop it. You're not listening.
You just realize it's coming back. It came back with that one. It grew back with that
frequencies. It's frequency. Everything. We are vibrational people.
That's right.
We vibrate on different frequencies, and the frequency right now
is on.
Calls for what Busta Rhymes just did.
Absolutely.
He called on every level. He spoke on every level. He didn't leave nothing out. He even spoke on what we as people need to be doing. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? As the culture, period. You know what I'm saying? If we didn't listen to it, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, and the people he brought onto it, legends. Like, you know what I mean? It's just Absolutely. Like, and it's like for a person to sit back and be like, I don't like them. Oh, you just a hater.
Right.
You just hate. Right. You don't have to do anything else because this is what I was trying to tell him. It got me so heated this morning. And I just had open heart.
I can tell because you still talking about it. You need to because he made you upset.
No, but you got to pay attention though, bro, because if it wasn't that passionate, Rahiem wouldn't even said nothing just now.
Nah, I absolutely wouldn't. Y'all would have had to ask me about it.
Exactly.
Did you hear that new Busta Rhymes? Yeah, I heard it. You know what I mean?
You have to hear it.
Right. You have to hear it.
You have to. Everyone's talking about it.
Yeah.
They were talking about it in the beginning of the show.
Yeah. Everyone's talking about it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I want to tell you too, I was able to tell Melly Mel, when the message came out, I was like 9. So, I didn't have no problems. Brother,
I was listening to that shit on the way to work when I was in my 30s, bro. That shit had a whole different message.
Right, right.
Now. I feel it now so much. I never felt it like that when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, they say that, you know, classic music or good music is timeless, and the message really is just one example, one representation of the fact that we have been in the perpetual circumstances that we've been in as a people for many, many years, and not much has changed.
Yeah.
The message is one of the greatest raps ever written.
I'm sorry. Go
ahead. I actually felt it because I had a neighbor upstairs. He would leave his apartment and piss in the parking lot. And I'm like, man, in the morning when I'm going to work, I'm like, bro, it just starts my day off all day.
You just on the stairs, you know they just don't care.
Okay.
Man, I lived in an apartment in Harlem, and I used to try to take the staircase, but the elevator was worse than the staircase. And it was just no way around it.
Right. Yeah, man. Yep.
That's what it is. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I was just saying that the message is one of the greatest raps ever written. You know, simply because of what you said. Yeah, I mean, because it was the truth.
Right.
But it was a theme song for life. Now most music is just like, they ain't not really a theme song. Not a lot of cats give you theme music for your life. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're talking about they didn't boasting, you know? Like that was theme music. That was
King Quic, as an adult, have you ever got to the point where you're about to lose your head?
I lost my head a long time ago.
I
just sold it back on.
Right? Wasn't it, how long has it been that you've been chilling? That you haven't, was that 11 years? You said that you've been chilling?
Oh, this 11 years from being non-aggressive or non-reactive. I used to call it, I used to say I had anger issues, but it really wasn't that I had anger issues. It's that I was identifying the power that God gave me as anger, because I was misusing it. Then I was attaching it to a word that had a negative connotation. So I had to re-identify the energy within and stop giving it the power, that word, anger or power. And I just gave the same energy a different purpose and a different identity. And then, you know, I was able to shift it. And now when I work with the children and stuff like that, they can see the abundance of joy, but it's an extreme. There's no middle ground for me. So it's been 11 years in January since my last little squabble, you know what I mean? And even back then I was teaching children, and I had to think about that, you know?
That's right. You got to set examples.
Right.
They told me to mentally respond and don't emotionally react. I had to get that together.
Facts.
Right.
Yep.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, this has been an awesome show, man. For real. We got the B-Boy, we got the MC. I was amped this week promoting this show right here, boy. I could not wait. I was like, oh my God, we got Rahiem, we got the B-Boy, we got King Quic up in here. My goodness, we're going to be talking about the Getdown, talking about the evolution in hip hop. This was very exciting. I have to say thank you so much for just taking the time to do this with us.
Hey, Rock, the lady's dream. Just for my personal views, was Sylvia Robinson really that fine in person, or was she just cute on picture?
Sylvia Robinson was really that fine. The Getdown, they depicted Sylvia Robinson's character as Fat Annie. That was supposed to be Sylvia Robinson. But you know, ironically, the show Empire, Cookie is supposed to be Sylvia Robinson.
Is that
wow?
Yeah. Yes, that's supposed to be Sylvia Robinson. What's the director or the producer's name of that show? I don't remember his name. Lee Daniels.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Thank you.
Lee Daniels.
So Lee Daniels is really good friends with someone who's a really good friend of Sylvia Robinson's family, and his name is Greg Walker. He manages a lot of artists. I think he worked with Little Kim and a bunch of other artists, like high-profile celebrities. And so he gave Lee Daniels the rights to or something like that to do Sylvia's character for the show Empire.
Wow, look at that. I had no idea. That is something.
I know that.
That character, too. That character off the chain.
Much love to the West Coast father of hip hop, Disco Daddy. That's my homie.
Hey.
Yeah,
That's my homie right there. That's right. Yep.
Yes, I am. I'm an Uncle Jam's baby.
That's what's up. That's right.
Both of them.
Much love, much respect.
You know what? I want to say something too. It's crazy that you have brought up the whole thing about disco and hip hop, right?
Uh-huh.
It was amazing how they did look at hip hop, how, you know, it was like, okay, you know,
Right.
Movie Ducats is not going to work. But look, I think one of the first disco artists was on MTV, and she worked with Fab Five Freddy, Blondie.
Blondie, that's right.
Absolutely. Hip hop.
Yep.
I mean, it was just amazing how hip hop slowly started taking over. Everyone wanted to use something in their music. You know what I mean? So to me, disco and hip hop, they mend well.
Oh, they do.
Look
Look at how they figured that out, how they infused her song
right
with the scratching, getting down, all of that. Like, it's just a beautiful thing.
I mean, Chic's song, Good Times, that's a disco song.
Right.
But, you know, but Rapper's Delight, that's a rap song, you know what I mean? So, and, you know, even though the Sugar Hill Gang, they were not MCs that were from the streets of the Bronx, so they didn't have like they didn't come up the conventional way that Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Four, the Three MCs, the Funky Four, the Cold Crush Brothers. They didn't come up with they didn't take that route. So they didn't do jams like park jams. They didn't have, you know, they didn't have cassette tapes with their from their parties that represented them.
Right.
When Sylvia recognized the how viable rap music was, it was just before it was embraced by the music industry at large.
Right.
And so, and during that period, right before the music industry embraced it, executives from different record labels were hanging out at hip hop jams. And so that's the reason why Sylvia was exposed to it in the first place, because one of her sons heard a tape of us, and then he heard the tape. He happened to go in a pizza shop where Big Bank Hank worked at, and Grandmaster Caz had given Big Bank Hank one of those black and white composition notebooks filled with his rhymes, and so the rest is history.
The rest is history. Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
This is so.
Wow.
Yep.
That's big.
Woo! Yes. Thank you so much. Yes.
So I got a question for Rob. Like in the business world and or in your artistry, like what would be the next thing that you would want to do? Is there something that you want to do or create, or something that you know you want to see created? You know that you think you will create? Or are you just cooling back and just living and loving life?
Are you froze?
Did he freeze?
Oh, like that's a cold pole.
That is a cold pole. He is right now.
He's like, I ain't answering that.
Right, he's just chilling. What happened? Oh,
he didn't want to answer that one. He's like, nah, I ain't gonna tell you my plans.
That was dope. No, this is a dope ass video.
There we go.
Yep.
There you go.
You hear me?
You in there?
Okay, cool. Yeah. So, what was the last thing we were saying?
I was just asking you a question. I was saying, you know, with all of this that you've done in this short amount of time of life, like what would be the next step for you? Is there something that you haven't created that you want to create? Is there something that you want to see done with the culture or in business? that has even nothing to do with the culture? Like, what would be the next step? What is next for you in your creative world?
Well, as a result of this absolutely insane year, 2020, this has been a crazy year, and I don't expect it to get any calmer as the year closes out.
Right.
And so, I'm a vibe dude. Like I go on vibes, and in order for me to be at my creative best, I need to be in a great creative space, and also in a great creative mind space. So now I am in a great creative mind space, and I'm also in a great creative space. But I'm torn because of all of the things that are going on that don't have anything to do with art, with with music, with culture.
Right.
So every time I think about, because I have great aspirations of releasing some solo music. I appreciate and respect the fact that people recognize me as being one of the members of my group, and accomplishing the things that we have. But I have aspirations of accomplishing some things of my own and gaining recognition of my own, because I don't feel like enough people say my name when they talk about dope MCs. So I'm the only one who could change that. Can't nobody change that for me.
Right.
So with that being said, at one point in time, I was a little gun shy because, the conversation in rap at large, it changed, you know what I mean? And so, if you wasn't talking about, busting your guns, or, how many keys you sold or whatever, then people wasn't really trying to hear you. You probably wasn't going to get no airplay, and all of those, things that make it difficult for someone who helped to pioneer the art form.
Right.
And now I have some A&R person at a record label telling me that my shit ain't popping. Excuse my language. So and their only experience with the culture is they're around young people. But they're not they're not entrenched in the culture in the way that they ain't never been to no jams, they ain't never been so I had to adjust to that. I had to adjust my attitude to that, because you could be resentful of these people because you feel like they don't know nothing, and they telling you that what you doing ain't hip hop or whatever they're trying to tell you. And so I had to come to a place within myself to be comfortable in my own creative skin again. And so I'm almost there. I'm almost there to the point where I'm comfortable enough to let people hear what I'm working on that's new.
You're ready for it.
Yeah. And I produce music as well, and I'm also an aspiring filmmaker, and I act as well. So I'm doing a little bit of everything, and hopefully something will stick.
Right. Yes. Much success. And then you have your kids, right? Your daughter. She's an artist.
Yeah. My daughter, my youngest daughter, Deja, she's an artist, and my son, Amen, Rahiem, he's my namesake, and he's born on my birthday, and he's a phenomenal artist as well. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm born on my mother's birthday, right?
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. Salute to your queen.
So, really quick, I know that there was, at least, okay, for me, one of my coolest friends, one of my closest friends, his name is Akil the MC, and he's with this group called Jurassic 5.
Oh, I'm very.
The very first time I got to see them perform, they remind me of you guys.
Okay, I can see that.
Groups, right. So when you hear groups like that or you see them perform, how does that make you feel? Because you know they get it from the pioneers. The pioneers have a lot to do with, you know, Jurassic 5 and what they were doing and how they were delivering their message. So how did that make you feel?
It's funny because, you know, there are certain, you know, MCs that I can listen to and I can tell their lineage. I can hear where they got their influence from.
Right.
You know, I could hear, you know, who were their role models early on.
Right.
And it's always fascinating, and it's always very humbling to see and hear artists who you inspired and who you can see a small piece of yourself in. That's man.
Absolutely, and they rock. They
rock.
rock.
They rock. Yeah, absolutely.
It's because, you know, I've had people who didn't know, who never really heard of Jurassic 5, and what they did hear, they're like, oh, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't the typical of what they called hip hop at that time. Oh, okay, they're doing some old school stuff. But then when you got to see them on stage and actually perform, it was like everyone would just be blown away. And for me, knowing Akil too personally, I would turn around and see everybody just groove into it, throwing their hands up, just rocking to everything that they would do, and I would be proud. You know what I mean? Because
exactly,
like they're delivering so much right now.
Yep.
And like I've heard you a couple of times say, "I'm getting chills." That's me all day. I mean, if it's something that sounds good and it feels good to me, I'm ready to run. I'm ready to run because I'm feeling it. You know, and Jurassic 5 has had me there. So yeah, I had to ask you about that because I mean, I don't recall any other group actually having any type of similarity to you guys at all.
Right.
And
they held the torch as anybody.
Yeah, I
agree. Masses doing what you guys were doing.
I like they remind me most of my group, and I also like Dead Prez.
Yes. Boy.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
People's right there. That's people right there. Man, this is good. I hope I'm sure Akil's gonna check this out. I know Akil's gonna be, you know, he's gonna love to hear what you had to say. So.
Thank you. I
really enjoyed this moment, Rahiem.
I'm sorry?
I said, take us to this moment. Like I said, like us being dancers, it's like I remember they asked me to present an award to Shabba-Doo. That was my moment.
Man.
They invited me and my man here to come down when Don Campbell got a street sign out here, a street name down.
Wow.
But brother, you made it to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Right.
What is that like? You know what I'm saying? Please take us to that moment.
Well, okay, so coming from, you know, where I'm from, you know, the Bronx, seeing the many different nuances of evolution of hip hop and rap music and all of its facets, it definitely put me okay, so the first time we were nominated to be inducted, I think it was 2002, and my mom was one of my greatest supporters. In fact, she was the only one of the parents out of all of the members of my group that took enough interest in what the group was doing to hire an attorney for the group. So so I was really hoping, or I was really saddened that she wasn't there to share it with me in person. She was there absolutely in spirit.
Yes, absolutely.
And so it didn't really hit me that we were being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame until the day that I physically visited the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, because when we were inducted, we weren't inducted at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame facility in Cleveland, Ohio. our ceremony happened at the Waldorf Astoria in Manhattan, New York. So one day, my legendary brother, Bow-Legged Lou from the group Full Force hit me up, and him and Kango, legendary brother from UTFO, hit me up and was like, yo, we about to take a little trip out to Cleveland, Ohio, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has been trying to get in contact with you because your signature is missing from the illuminated wall. And I'm like, okay, I didn't even know that there was such a wall.
Right.
So I went with them to Cleveland. We went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and they had me sign a sheet of paper, and they transferred my signature from the paper to the wall. And so the next time that I saw my signature at the Rock Hall was maybe about a year later, and I'm walking through, and they like, don't you want to see where your signature is on the wall? I'm like, yeah, sure. So they took me to where the illuminated wall is, and I mean, my signature is like this far away from the Godfather of Soul, James Brown. Like man, I'm getting goosebumps just saying that.
Right.
I don't remember the members of the group's name, but the Eagles, the rock group, the Eagles. I know Rod Stewart used to be a member of that group, the Eagles.
Okay.
Rod Stewart's signature was up there. Doggone. Oh my God! It was just so many. I didn't even know how to feel.
Right.
I was completely numb. Like, the only thing that I will say that many people believe happens when you're inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a check wasn't attached to it. That's but if you're business savvy enough and you got the team behind you, when you're inducted into something as prestigious as the Rock Hall, your team can turn that into revenue for you. You know what I mean? Because especially if you release new music around that time, you can put that sticker on your product, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inducted.
That's right.
That got some legs.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. That is something. And we're about to get a hip hop box too.
Yeah. Oh, and we were also inducted into it's like, I would liken it to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, except it's in the Bronx. It's a stretch of land that was designated for citizens of the Bronx who've made significant contributions to culture. And so we have our own street sign on the Grand Concourse in the Bronx.
That's proud.
Along with KRS-One, Fat Joe, Red Alert, Cool Herc. Cool Herc?
Oh, well, you already know. Cedric and Cedar, we got to have the
facts.
Yes, we already know.
What is yours on? I want to go take a picture. I'm from 167 in the Grand Concourse.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I would like to go see yours and take.
The last time I saw our street sign, it was between 157th and one. What's the next major intersection?
167th to 170. What are you talking about?
Going downtown.
Going to. Are you talking about?
Yeah, 157th. It was closer to 157th, but they move the signs all the time. Like each year, new people are inducted. Al Pacino is one of the inductees. Diane Carroll. Yeah, my man. My man who played as he was on The Sopranos. He was the father. He was Tony Soprano's mother's. He was Tony Soprano's mother's brother, Uncle Junior. His name is Dominique Chianese. That's his name.
Okay.
Yes. So he played his uncle. He's one of the inductees in the Bronx Walk of Fame. Colin Powell. There's so many notable people. Just like with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you know, it's always nice to know that you did something that people will always remember you for.
That recognition.
Yeah. Yep.
That's right.
Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, you know?
Well, you deserve it. You deserve it. Definitely. You deserve it. And we thank you. We thank you for all of the contributions, because look at what's come. I mean, look at where hip hop's at right now. And you get to see how it's been infused in everything. And at one point it was said to you to get to do something else.
Don't quit that day job, bro.
Boom. And look at
right. 40 some odd years later,
right.
Couple of $1 billion later. One thing that I don't know how much more time we have. I just wanted to say this, that, you know, with respect to the current state of rap music, you know, in 1989, 1990, well, really 1990, because Public Enemy dropped Fight the Power in 1989. Mm-hmm. So that was the last major rap song of that era.
Right.
So 1990 ushered in a new era of rap music, and it was called gangster rap. Mm-hmm. And it was ushered in as a result of the people who control our culture, their desire of not having any artist be responsible for helping to awake masses of people. Mm-hmm. And so if every day of your young, impressionable life, or you hear from your favorite artist who's probably in your ear more hours a day than their parent and their teacher, right. And their favorite artist is telling them that the blueprint to their success was to stand on the corner and sell Molly's, Percocets, right. Crack, right. Kill niggas, F hoes. When you hear that perpetually, meaning the way that we hear our music, which is in rotation, that's called the power of suggestion. Okay? The power of suggestion, it's very subtle. And oftentimes we don't really know how powerful the influences are that we're getting from the power of suggestion.
Right.
Just to give you an example of it, our government doesn't advertise the sale of tobacco on any advertising platform whatsoever, no magazines, radio, television whatsoever, because of the fact that they know that a segment of the population already smokes cigarettes. So if a larger, if they advertise the sale of tobacco, a much larger percentage of the population would smoke. That's so true. When you listen to rap music, destructive rap music, you know, and you're listening to it perpetually, the most influenced people, which is our youth, are influenced by it. And so there's a company called Corrections Corporations of America, the largest independent facilitator of privately owned penitentiaries in this country. And they made deals with 48 states in this country to have a privately owned penitentiary erected in that respective state based on the fact that that state could maintain a 90% incarceration rate. So the music listened to perpetually by the most influenced demographics of our population is why we have what we have a large part of what we have going on as far as the state of our music culture right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I agree.
because they want to keep the prisons filled, and so they need to continue playing this kind of music to facilitate that. And
Right.
now, I'm not, by no means am I saying that there should be no gangster rap, whatever, no hardcore rap. No, I'm saying that people should, or the program directors should be much more discretionary as to when they play it.
That's true.
That's all. That's it. Because, you know, as parents, we're responsible for raising our own children. So no artist should be raising your children. You know what I mean? But because artists are so influential and children are so influenced by them, once they start appreciating music, and then they have a music that speaks directly to them. It's called rap music.
Yeah.
So it belongs to them.
Yeah.
So when you attack rap music, today's rap music, you're attacking today's generation of youth.
Yeah.
So I try to be very careful and not do that.
Right.
But at the same time, we have a responsibility.
No, we do. Absolutely. It's crazy because while you're saying this, I'm thinking about conscious rap, how everyone just conscious rap is underground.
Oh, it's underground, right? Because
you get all the stuff that's being told.
I think conscious rap just needs to, you know, do what it does. But some people that complain about conscious rap really don't understand that the vibe comes before the message. You see what I'm saying? And the vibe is what carries the message a lot of times. You know what I mean? And so you got to understand that these children are on a different vibration. So we got cats from that. That's why I like what Busta's doing, because, you know, you got cats that they're so stuck on what they want to do, and they want everybody to only think like them. You know, and you got to be on their vibe. Don't mean you got to change up your style. Right. You just got to adapt your style to the vibe that they're on. If you want them to hear.
Exactly.
And a lot of conscious rappers don't do that. I love conscious rappers, but guess what? I don't smoke blunts and sit back in the house and ponder. So I can't, half of the conscious rap that's out there, it don't move at the beat that I move. You know what I mean? I'm like this. And I need something that's going to move like that. You know what I mean? And sometimes, you know, our conscious rappers, they just ain't got the libido to keep up with that.
Right. That's true. You're right.
Yeah.
Or they're being shunned because they're saying the things that need to be said.
Right.
No, but the thing is, if you give people the vibe, like these children ain't choosing to listen to this trash. The vibe is catching them. Right. And then the memory, then they programs their subconscious. Right. So if we can get a little more lit, a little more live, a little more up to date, and catch up with them on what they're on. Right. Because music is music. If you ever in the studio, you already know you're in the studio and you're hearing those beats without someone rapping on it, you're feeling it. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're feeling it. So like we just gotta, you know, we gotta bridge that gap more.
Well,
you know what I mean?
The other thing, as far as you know, music is subjective. You know, it's subjective to, you know, whatever the listener's taste is in music, right? Right. And so because it's subjective, everybody isn't going to feel everything. You know, everything is not for everybody. Right. So, you know, one of the things that I think needs to happen is, you know, somebody in radio needs to take a pioneer kind of approach to this and reinvent the way radio works and give people a choice as to what they want to hear, because out of sight, out of mind. Right? If you don't hear it, you don't see it, you don't know it exists. Right. So you can't essentially blame the audience at large for not being into the music if the radio doesn't play it. Yeah. That's how, you know, that's how we get it to them. Right. Or you know, or social media, if it's not, you know, being streamed heavily in social media, then, you know, we aren't successfully bringing about an awareness. Right. And then, you know, I think that the other thing is, you know, being more innovative with regards to, you know, how you deliver the message, because nobody wants to be preached to unless you're in church, right?
Yeah, delivery is everything.
Right, delivery is everything. And so if you're not in church, you know, when you go to some place to be entertained, you want to be entertained and not feel like you're being preached to.
Right.
So you have to be preached to in an entertaining way.
Right.
Okay. There it is.
There you go.
You know?
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hit him with the thoma right there. That was
Boom. There you go. Boom. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Can I just leave you with this? I don't know. Again, I don't know how much time we have, but I could talk forever because I'm feeling the vibe. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is a little piece of a piece that I'm working on. It's about police brutality in our communities, and I don't know. I just feel like lyrics like this. This reminds me of the message. Actually, it kind of reminds me of the message. Let's see. Okay, let me see something. On my phone. Let me do this on my phone. Yeah, y'all can't really hear this, but we gonna make it just in case you need me. Yeah, check it. Because if I turn on the music here, it's going that y'all won't be able to hear it. You know what I mean? Here we go. Check it. Yo. Some biased cops persecute me for my irrevocable brand. Fire shots searching through my hood, disposing my fam. Pull up next to me, say keep it moving, told him I am. Don't shoot, can't breathe, so I showed him my hands while you practice your policy enforcement tactics on our black kids and mostly male adolescents on the blacklist slaughtered like catfish. Narcotics, no weapons, or we the manufacturers, just people you displace to in pursuit of happiness. And y'all don't give a ish about us all, y'all capitalists. And ain't it kind of egotistic? Invading countries every Sunday, we so Christian. Calling people terrorists and we no different. Supposed to be civilized, we so vicious. FEMA got them coffins on the side of the road in GA. I guess they really plan to take no prisoners. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey. Okay, no prisoners. That's what I'm talking about, Rahiem.
So that's a joint that I'm working on. I just do it to because that's one of my favorite instrumentals or whatever. But
Well, thank you. I really appreciate you giving us some of that.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So how was the adjustment going from say the OG style cadence to like I said, this just sound like 2021 right now. So it's like, was it an adjustment? Is it vibes? I know it's a lot of OGs. It's really spitting again.
Yeah, that's true.
So what was it?
For me, I think that what keeps me somewhat current is the fact that I still love rap music. I love rap music. I love to perform. Like I absolutely love to perform. There's no high greater than the feedback that you get from performing in front of an audience live on stage, and you get that direct feedback like that I'm a superhero when I'm on the stage.
Right.
I go back to Clark Kent when I step off the stage. You know what I mean? But when I get on that stage, I'm somebody else. I'm not you know what I mean? So and just to add some clarity and perspective, that's one of the reasons why my group dressed the way that we did back in the days.
Okay.
Because we felt like it was a privilege to be on stage in front of an audience. And so we felt like we had to separate ourselves from the audience because we wanted the audience to look at us like we were superheroes on stage. Right. So we were wearing the same thing that 100 people in the audience was wearing. That didn't accomplish that look for us. You feel me? So that was the reason for the crazy, looks that we had back in the days, because we wanted to come across theatrical.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we went on tour with, legendary artists like Rick James,
right,
and Mary Jane Girls, the Commodores, when Lionel Richie was still a member of the group, the Fatback Band, and so Cameo, Confunction, Switch, the Barcades. So we got an opportunity to see firsthand how to be professional entertainers.
That's right.
Coming from the streets and, transcending from the streets to from the parks to the clubs, and then from the clubs to the recording studio, from the recording studio to, Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
So we had to learn how to be entertainers, because if you didn't know how to be an entertainer prior to making a record, the only tutelage that you have to go on is watching and listening to others. Right. So that's what we did. So that's what helps me stay on top of my flow these days.
Right.
Because the artists of today had 40 some odd years of studying the people who preceded them. So they soaked up all of our strengths and discarded all of our weaknesses. So if we want to be competitive in today's rap music world, it behooves us to do the same thing. We have to study them just like they studied us.
Boom, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the master. That's the kung fu right there.
That's the truth. That's it.
And once you feel like you become the master, you've stunted your growth. Because once you master anything, then that means that there's no more to learn. But I'm forever a student.
That's right.
I don't ever want to be the master.
That's right. And that's what keeps you youthful. That's
Facts.
what keeps you youthful.
Facts.
That's right. Wow.
Yep.
Incredible, man.
Hip hop is the fountain of youth.
Whoo! It's incredible.
Right.
So I really appreciate everyone who's viewing this right now, who's giving that positive feedback. Thank you so much.
Yes.
You have no idea how much it means to me to be felt.
How much it means to us.
Not in an attention whore seeking kind of a way.
Right. No, great. This is really appreciate you being here. I'm so grateful.
And anytime y'all want me back on the show, just you already know. Yep, just holler at me.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yep. And peace and love to Queen Divine. Yeah. Yep.
Hey, real quick, we're going around the table. Give me everybody's favorite Furious 5 song. I'm gonna go with Freedom.
Okay.
Oh, but you said Freedom. But see, if you take Freedom, then I'm definitely gonna have to go with The Message, because that's still my anthem right now. Every time I get into the hood, you know what I'm saying? You look around, ain't nothing changed.
Bro.
Yeah, you took Freedom. I was rocking the Freedom earlier. Like, man, I remember this dancing with my mom. This one, boy, for real, doing Smurf and everything.
Okay, V-Love got White Lines. Who you got?
White Lines. That's White Lines.
Wow.
Yes.
White Lines was dope. The Message is still me though, because like that's where it's at. Like, when you walk, and you're all lived. If you're two of you's lived in Atlanta, you know what the Bluff look like. You know what the South. You know what Bankhead look like. It looks like New Jack City, man. It's still like that right now. It's 2020. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the message is definitely my. Yeah.
Hey, before you answer, Rahiem, I gotta say the LA Popper and me and V-Love, we gotta sneak Scorpio in there too.
Yo, that's crazy.
Right there.
Let me tell you something. Scorpio is actually my favorite Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5.
Wow.
Because I had the most fun when we performed it. Because I got a chance to actually dance.
Right. There you go.
Scorpio is my shit. I forgot.
And not many people are aware, but prior to me becoming an MC, I definitely did a little b-boying. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's what's up.
so you did the choreography for you guys show stage show?
No, I didn't do the choreography for our stage show. We kind of pitched in collectively and did the choreography for our stage show. Yep.
That's it.
Was your best part the poses?
Oh no.
The poses was cold.
The poses was ill. It was like
Everybody got to hit a
Right. Wait,
hit a freeze.
Scorpio was the poser of the group.
that's it.
Yeah. Yo, wait, let me tell you the funniest story. So when we first made our first hit and got a good royalty, everybody in the group bought, Benzes or whatever. I was the only one. Me and Flash had BMWs. The rest of the group had Mercedes. So we all, was out and about in the summertime in the Bronx, and so we driving through Fordham Road.
Okay, word up, hometown. Represent.
So, driving through Fordham Road and stop at the light. And so we stop at the light, and Scorpio, everybody's cars were black except Scorpio's. His was white.
Uh-huh.
So he pulls up to the light in his white Benz, and he puts his car in park while the light is red. He opens the door and he gets out. Now it's mad traffic behind him, but the light is still red. He gets out and he stands there in the Statue of Liberty pose and frozen at the light. And everybody behind him is honking their horns because now the light done changed.
Right.
And we have to wait for this fool to get back in.
Hilarious.
So the posing was real.
For real. I already know.
What's up?
No, you definitely got me going down memory lane. You mentioned the PAL, you mentioned Fordham, you mentioned, man, I'm like,
Yep.
Jeff is from the Concord.
Oh, that's what's up. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He always talked about y'all. He used to be like, man, I used to watch the Furious Five and Jack Grandmaster Kaz and what's Kumo D.
Yep. We all lived in LA for a little while too. Yep.
Yeah.
I lived out there between. I lived in Culver City for a little while.
okay.
I lived on La Cienega between Cadillac and Robertson.
Wow.
I lived in.
We started. That was our ground zero.
I'm so
wow.
cool with that whole area.
That was ground zero.
I lived in damn Rancho Cucamonga.
Wow. I hung out over there. Trust me.
Yep. Yeah, man.
Hey, those are good places though.
Oh, it's been a pleasure, man. I wore out.
It has been a pleasure. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank y'all so much. And I would love to so is this recorded?
Yes, it is.
Okay, cool. So I can watch and listen to it back.
Hey, yo, before everybody leaves, everybody get a freeze.
Oh,
Well, come on, what's up? You want to freeze? We're
On the count of three, make
you
your
already know.
1, 2, 3, 3. See?
Word up. Hey!
man, it's an honor, man. I'm honored.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We will be in touch.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for the verification.
And Quick, B-Boy Quic, thank you so much for your time. Honestly, like you rock. Thank you so much. Rahiem, thank you so much, you guys.
You got it. You know it.
So much flavor today.
B-Boy
It's an
Quic.
honor. Thank you for the time and the invite. Peace and love. Salute.
Absolutely, King.
Peace.
Bless you. All right.
Yeah, man, that was a good one, bro. I'm so proud of you, man. You did that shit.
No, I mean we all did that, man. I was so
Like,
nervous.
element. Like I said, I always want you to go beyond the game. You know, that's my football camp.
Right.
So I want to take it like I always say now beyond the circle.
Right.
You know, beyond that circle, man, open up. Like I said, you really, like I said, you like that's what a producer is. Like, I mean, that's what I do at work.
Yeah.
Do it, man. Like I said, you know, I'll do my little posts that I always do. Your shit was so good. I have one. I even put it up because your shit was so good. After the get down, stare down.
Yes. Oh, you talking about? No, let me tell you. Look, Carolyn said when I put that up, Carolyn said that's what I looked like when I was walking by the boss. When I was like,
yeah, I do. That's why you put that up there.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I do know that's why you did that. I said, that looks like what she did with the pose.
Right, exactly. That's it.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yo, oh my God.
Cadillac born. I ain't never seen you in Playboy Hood in my life.
Oh my goodness. Yo, that shit.
Playboy Gangster Hood. I ain't never seen Born over there.
He said he grew up over there.
He grew up over there. Yeah.
Yeah,
like I said, your shit was so dope. I was like, I was looking at it. I was like, man, my shit don't even have that flavor. It's like I don't have that feeling on it. My shit don't feel like the Bronx.
Right.
I just feel like a Facebook post. It felt like a
damn.
Nah, I was excited. Like it was so crazy because last week with Carolyn, I had already had stuff. Like when I knew that they were coming up and we confirmed it, I already had stuff to the side. And I was like, I'm going in for the B-Boy and I'm going in for the MC. And this right here is going to be like a dope ass stew pot right here. Because this is the foundation, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, today's show, we hit them with those elements for real. You know what I'm saying? Like the B-Boy, you know, a pioneer in hip hop, like
yeah, we got to mix the show up like that more. That was dope. Two different artists at once.
Folks, you know, next week we got Tony, original member.
Right. So I just need information.
Ooh, which one?
Oh, my man, Elijah is so cold, bro. He's like our era, but he's like Robin Harris and Bernie Mac. He got that vibe. You know what I'm saying? You'll see this dude is funny. He did all the choreography for Tony.
That's cold. Let's
then we
go.
Got Kenny from Coogee Raps Dancers.
Woo!
And I want to bring Salima back on.
Yes. No, yeah, we got to bring Salima back on.
Okay. And then we can take a little break for the season.
Yeah, I'm getting Oliver and all them together. So I've been talking to different heads out here. So yeah, I got some little things lined up. But I'm gonna hit you guys the footage. So y'all the video experts.
All right, so y'all be ready to live next week. Trust me, this is crazy.
All right, so send me whatever you need to send me.
Hard, Afro.
I was excited about today's show. I was so excited about it. It was like, man, like, and then watching the Get Down, I watched that shit twice. So that's
I think I ran my wife ragged with that one. She won't let me watch it again.
Yo, that shit had me so hyped. I was like, oh my God, like to see the B-Boys in there. Like there's a scene where where Grandmaster Flash was telling him if the B-Boys don't dance. And so because of that, I thought about today's show and I was like, the show's about to be off the chain. I have to fucking amp that shit up. I have to amp it up.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we got one more guest in my mind.
Who that?
Read the screen.
Carolyn.
Oh no, here we go. I'm out of here, y'all.
So yeah, y'all, man. Thanks for coming in, you guys, once again. I'm here with my crew, B-Boy and Afro. It's always a pleasure, y'all. Seeing y'all.
Love it, man. I was on the side, just like woo.
Yeah, I was straight absorbing, man.
I was taking it all in, bro. It was beautiful.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll send you that stuff tonight, Afro.
Yes, send it to me.
Time, all that good stuff.
Listen, everybody, we got to give shout outs because I didn't even realize that we were still on live. How about that? Listen, you guys, The audience, y'all rock. You've been rocking with us for how many weeks? We have some regulars in here, and
we sure do. Big ups to y'all.
Yes, big
A lot
ups.
of my friends is up in there too. Yep.
Yes,
A lot left, but we gotta shout out the classic crew. We got Caillou, Charlie.
Born
Caillou always tell me. Caillou's always asking me what's up with that. Y'all don't say nothing to me. I'll be like, man, we're in the middle of the interview.
Y'all nice?
No, Caillou.
Oh, Caillou, we'll give you love.
Hey, Caillou, we got Lance.
Born a lot, got.
Yes, we got Lance up in the house too. We got Def Radio.
Playboy Gangster Hood.
And we have Def Radio up in the house.
That's me.
Boom. There you go. And then we got who else? We got Terry. Terry Lynn was on here.
Wasn't here.
Yep.
That was my cousin at first, but it wasn't.
I thought it was two legs.
Charlie Vaughn is on here. We got Vaughn. This is dope. Like, you know what? Thank you guys.
What's up?
Yeah. So,
man, everybody just shows up. And you know what? We got some giveaways coming. So I got something coming for y'all. So it'll be, I got some exclusive stuff coming.
What's up,
waiting for the package.
Young Shabba Do.
Hey.
Young Do.
Okay.
Legend, don't be sneaking in no more Carolyn posts.
Afro, when you do your promos, please don't use "It Feels Good" because that's just too cliche.
It feels good.
I was talking about Tony.
No.
No, use it.
Don't use that one, man. Don't use that one. Because that's the one they expect. Don't use that one.
Okay.
It feels good.
Yeah, no.
It had me going.
Yeah.
I'm out of here, y'all. See y'all next week.
Y'all, love y'all.
I love y'all back, man, for real.
Love y'all.
But wait, we got to go out with this. While we, okay, even though we had our little.
Play this record as frequently as possible. Then,
Can
as
I
it
hear
becomes easier for you, play the record once a day or as needed.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, you're doing it.
Hey!
Look at me rocking the camera.
Yeah.
That was the end.
Elijah Baker.
It feels good.
Yes.
So see y'all, folks.
I see you guys. You know what? You guys have an awesome week. Bye.
Peace.